Welcome to the Mesa, the Inns Arena, and the Delta between them. I'm your GM, Blaze Masterson. With us today, we've got Blood Ted.
Hello, I play Salmon Squawkins, a ranger, and this angry bird.
That's true. He's also in possession of a magical artifact he doesn't realize is magical. Yami,
With
who are
me,
you?
I
Wait,
have
I mean
that?
Zoe. Shut up. Zoe, hi.
Hello, I play a druid called Yami, who is a hermit.
Sweet action. Universal, how about you?
I am Delta Badhand, and I'm a half-orc barbarian.
Incredible. And whatever you want. Peleus.
Hello, I'm Peleus. I'll be playing whatever you want. A gnome, proud parent, arsonist, shape changer, and lore master wizard.
Wow, there's a lot going on there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Davern, why don't you? Veer.
Wow.
I'm really bad
Wow.
at this character thing, huh?
It's been
Yeah.
a while, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Veer, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing pretty well, thanks. I'll be playing Davern Trunk, human cleric, who's just been informed we've come into possession of a church and therefore is possibly the happiest cleric in the city right now. It's not every day you come up with a new church.
I would argue that you are probably the only cleric in this city, just so you know.
And I'm also the happiest.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And last but not least, we're introducing a new character today, played by a new character, Morgan.
I'm scared.
It's beautiful. All right, Morgan is going to be playing the part of a rogue named Pressing.
Pressing.
Howdy, Preston.
That's the idea, that you say to him, howdy.
His name is Howdy Pressing.
He's certainly impressing us.
That's not the point.
That's bad.
Perhaps we have other
Howdy,
pressing
Preston.
matters to attend to.
That's awful.
So what? Should I explain the backstory behind his horrible name?
You can if you want. Sure, let's hear it.
Okay. So when the young Pressing was born, his parents were killed in front of him. He grew up abused and beaten in a shitty orphanage. He was adopted, and then on the way out, his foster parents were killed in front of him.
Jeez.
He teams up with a friend who he has history with, and they become vigilantes. And due to his fuck up, his best friend is killed.
Jesus.
Do you want this guy on the team?
Was it in front of him?
And yet, in spite of it all, he holds out a little bit of hope that there is good in the world. And all anyone can ever say is howdy Pressing.
Now, I've got a question. Are you trying to take my place as this party's saddest boy?
That is true.
No.
Universal is
no.
holding that title.
No, actually.
We're going to be a sad off in this.
We're gonna have so many sad boys.
No, it's all just one big joke. His first name is Howdy. That's his first name. And his last name is Pressing. Because that is all anyone can say to him after they hear his backstory. Howdy Pressing.
My friends die in front of me.
Is he one of those? Is he one
He's
of those?
not emo.
Is he one of those people who just goes solely by their last name, though?
Yes, because his first name is really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like it.
Right, and so that is the backstory of the character that you guys are about to meet. You have not met yet. So here is
He's
the
very nice.
deal with this particular session. This one's a little bit weird and tricky, and here's why. It's because I clicked the wrong bookmark on my browser.
Oh no.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So the deal is that I set up an awful lot of this game. Oh, this isn't. Why is this not working? Oh god! I set up a lot. I set up this particular episode for Sku and Odd, neither of whom are going to be able to attend.
Oh.
So you can see the predicament we're in, and that means that we are instead going to. So, Peleus, why don't you give us the recap?
Me?
From last session. Yes, you're in charge of the recap. You were responsible for fully half of the last episode.
Okay, let me see. What did we do before the tunnel situation? I appear to be the victim of a mind blank spell. I pass it
no
on to
worries.
Scoop.
No worries, darling. All right. So the way that this particular session started was Monday afternoon. So just to let you guys know, the way that leveling works in this particular scenario, just to keep people updated. The way that experience and levels traditionally work in Dungeons and Dragons is that you live for years, and during those years you hone your skills and find new ways to use them, and that's how you gain levels is through lots of experience in battles and many days and nights adventuring and just growing older and wiser. That is not how things are going to work in this particular campaign, which is going to take place for approximately 2 weeks. The deal is that you guys are not going to have enough rest. You're not going to have enough sleep. This the most complicated and difficult thing you've ever undertaken. You are in a desperate situation, and inside of you, you will reach deeper and deeper into places you did not know you had. And it is through this finding of your own grit, it is through this desperation and this difficult time that you find the character within yourself, and by that I mean your leveling up abilities.
So what you're saying is
I
that
found a special coin in my belly.
what you're saying is that the magic was within us the whole time.
That's correct. You are Dumbo without the feather. That's just to keep you guys updated on like exactly how this is going to work and why the time frame is set up the way that it is. You guys, for the case of just to remind the spellcasters, please keep track of your stats. However, this session is going to start on a fresh day. So what I need for everybody is please note down your hit points as they are and your spell slots as they are, because next week we are going to do yesterday's session to make this clear.
Oh no.
What?
Okay, it's gonna be cool. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You don't have to worry too much about it.
Oh no.
The squad started on Monday afternoon, coming back from their successful robbery of a mansion from Lucky. You guys robbed a ton of bird statues from Lucky's mansion. Lucky, as we know from the ledger, has paid an enormous sum of money to Ron Almont, and an enormous sum of money, or not a fair amount of money, to Robinson Red, the sheriff of town. When you guys got back, you went to go and see Marge's home. Caesar Kobe, the child prodigy, came out to you and said hello.
Okay.
He is
Asshole.
super duper intelligent. This kid is a dick, but he's a genius. And he explains that the Inn Serena takes 10% of any cut of criminal activity in the city, and this is and that he is aware of the gang's activities. And he says that you guys owe us 10% of your cut from Lucky's mansion, but more importantly, you burned down a bar that was an Inn Serena front. The Inn Serena, obviously, here is a criminal organization, the only organized crime enterprise in the city, run by the bookkeeper and his right hand. Those are the two folks who run this. Now, the Caesar Kobe is a direct agent of the bookkeeper, and that instills a good deal of fear in Delta Badhand, who is from this area and understands the bookkeeper's importance as a figure. Bookkeeper is somewhat legendary, somewhat mythical, but at any rate. Yeah, he's a real scary dude, honestly. Caesar Kobe explains that in order to pay off the Inn Serena for the damage you guys have dealt with, you are going to go and destroy a ghost root processing facility. This is a place where ghost root, once it is harvested from the grow operations that take place within the city, this is the place where they take it, they put it up in a magical wind tunnel to dry everything out. That's the ghost root processing facility. It is funding a rival criminal organization that Caesar Kobe declined to specify, but he wants it destroyed as a matter of payment. Now, he left after explaining that the bookkeeper values human life very, very little, but values Caesar's life a great deal because Caesar has proven to be useful. He advises the group to make themselves useful to the bookkeeper, or suffer a fate similar to those of the very many people you guys killed when you burned down that bar. So that's just to explain that you've got a really big figure gunning for you, more or less, and you've been given 24 hours to perform the operation. After that, I think Elias can take up the story, and here's why: because you guys were staying with a lady named Marge, who whatever you want, the character knows is a zombie. However, nobody else in the squad knows this. Her name is Marge. She loves her children. She probably sold her soul to some sort of extra dimensional entity of some sort in order to continue raising her children. She was in a carriage accident way back when. And her children are named Clyde and Ellie. Now, Clyde saw that Marge, who lives here, Clyde saw that a gigantic beetle, a large beetle, had scurried out of the many holes in the ground on the plateau on which Red Mesa is built. He saw a beetle that was about 2 feet long, an enormous bug of the sort that no one has ever seen before in these parts. Had shuffled out of its hidey hole and kind of banged into a table in Marge's shack. Unfortunately, that table had her only jewelry on it, a bracelet, a golden bracelet. And it fell onto the horn of the beetle that was then so startled that it tried to go back into its hidey hole. Clyde, being the lovely young child that he is, the Tom Sawyer-like figure that he is, fiercely devoted to his loving, doting mother, Marge, jumped down a hole to try and wrestle with this beetle. He was successful. He got the bracelet, but what happened, Peleus? What happened?
If I do remember correctly, Clyde got stuck down there. He got wedged in between the walls at the bottom after like 200 feet down, a tunnel he jumped into. And he was wedged against another creature, which I think out of character everyone knew to be a desiccated, dirty man in the tunnel, but in character, no one really knew that. So being the heroes that we are, those of us who were there to see Marge's distress at Clyde's absence, I believe he was calling from the tunnel. Is that correct, Blaze?
Clyde was not calling from the tunnel because no one could hear what was going on down there at the bottom. You were informed of the situation by Marge, who saw the event take place, saw Clyde scramble down the hole an hour before you guys came in.
Okay. Well, being as whatever you want was the only person small enough to jump into the hole. The other members of this wonderful thieves guild daisy chained their ropes together and held onto it and tied it around whatever you want's waist. And then he jumped into the tunnel to try to save this young lad. Of course, spider climbing his way down, as he is Daddy Gnome Legs. So, unbeknownst to everyone else, he found out what the situation was and found it to be a particularly juicy one for his own reasons. He extricated Clyde by greasing him up with a handle of animal blood, which he just happened to have on his person.
Jesus Christ.
He stole that from the bar that was burned down.
Yes, it was burned down, and I won't say by who, but I think it should be clear. And then I pulled out whatever you want, pulled Clyde out of the tunnel, and then jumped straight back in, claiming that there was someone else in need of saving. And after a very long ritual,
Yeah, you were down there for an hour, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest
Whatever
of the
you
gang
want.
tried to figure out what was going on.
Whatever you
Trying
want,
to rescue you.
climbed out of the tunnel with a super clean gnome child named Helen. And whatever you want has just been taking care of her ever since, much to the suspicion of everyone else in the party.
Yeah, I don't
you-
know if we've warned Morgan about what usually happens to children who encounter this particular
Oh,
adventuring
Jesus.
party.
Forgot about that.
yeah, you guys are not very good with kids. Although you,
They're gonna die in front of me.
Hey,
fair enough.
Probably.
Could be.
Helen has been taken care of extremely well. She has been taught how to eat properly. You know, she's had her first meal of chicken blood. It's all going great.
Will only
I
make her
witnessed that
death
meal.
more shocking.
If they die in front of me, the idea that my character still fundamentally believes in the good in the world is gonna get really stretched. I'm just saying.
Mhm. That's fair. That's fair. So the deal is that we all have secrets, like the one that I introduced to you, Morgan, and we are revealing them in character rather than out of character, and the way that we have done that is by way of whatever you want has revealed that he's a chicken vampire.
I have no such thing.
He is not a chicken
Well,
vampire.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
I was there when I saw you, chicken vampire.
You've been there. You've been there
We
two
have-
separate times.
we have a witness. We have evidence.
Uh-huh.
You're a chicken vampire, sir.
Is
Well,
his
how do you-
secret that he isn't a
I will
vampire.
ask you the same question I asked last time. How do you explain the drinking of the lizard blood and whatever kind of animal blood was in that bottle I've been holding on to?
Merely coincidence.
And just so you know, in terms of secrets, Veer Seraph, Davern
yeah.
Trunk, has revealed that she is not actually a criminal at all, that she is merely an innocent bystander to this chain of events, and kind of doesn't have a ton of nerve about doing criminal acts. She acted as watch during their first heist. But I think you did get into the spirit of things at Lucky's place, didn't you?
Well, see, the thing is, right, my secret is not just that I'm new to this. The secret is I'm new to this, and I find it all very terribly exciting.
Enthusiasm. That's the difference. Right,
No,
and
yeah.
so
Like-
so we've
like
got
any new
one
hobby.
secret. Yeah, so we've got one secret revealed. We've got one secret kind of in the process where we calibrate and figure out exactly what's going on with whatever you want the alleged gnome. And then right, and then there are other secrets yet to be told. Yami has not told her secret, although she is in the front running to be two dogs in a trench coat.
It's true.
I think Yami is the most likely thus
I have a
far.
question about. I have a
There's a
question
picture in the
about
yearbook.
Helen. I have a
Yeah.
question about Helen. Is the picture of the ducks representative, or are they actually just ducks?
It's figurative.
It's very figurative.
You've ruined everything.
I'm sorry.
What a
I'm
shame.
sorry to say that she's not an actual duckling. No, she acts as a duckling.
Hmm.
And we've heard a bit about my troubled past, but you know,
Something about slavery.
something about that, yeah.
There's a lot of sad boys.
Yeah.
It's a really tough. Like this is a tough campaign. You guys are. I don't know. There's a lot of hard stuff going on. But so more importantly, at the tail end of the session, after whatever you want revealed that he's a chicken vampire, Chips Keswick, Scoo's character, and Montgomery T. Corbier, Oddward's character, went to a shop and heard a desiccated, dry voice say, "Corby."
Hey kid, you want a church on cheap?
Corby.
We're all soldiers now.
Rains from a butt.
Big boss. So the deal is that there is an unknown undead that set out for Corbier, and you guys were charged by Caesar Kobe to take care of this warehouse situation within 24 hours. And so last night, this is where it gets tricky. Last night, has not happened yet. We are playing at the beginning of Tuesday morning in this episode.
We're skipping ahead.
So smash cut. There is an undead yelling at Corbeer that wants Corbeer's blood very badly. You guys are going to deal with this warehouse situation Monday night because you have no other time in which you can do it. You are charged to do it within 24 hours. Attacking at nighttime is your only option. Therefore, the next session that we play is going to be Oddward dealing with the thing that wants his blood. You guys doing the ghost route operation. But today, my friends, it is Tuesday morning. You've just had a long rest. All of your spell slots are replenished. All of your HP is here. So you see why I would like it if you kept track of your HP.
No.
Where it is right now. So you're going to have a long
Have
rest.
we leveled up? In the last session that didn't happen yet.
So here's the deal. Yes. And that sucks. So don't worry about it. That's what I'm telling you now. You're not going to worry about that for this session.
I'm not sure we're not going to level up until after the end of next section.
You are going to level up at the end of this session as opposed to at the end of the session that I had planned.
Okay.
So it's going to be very easy. Listen, if you are concerned about a time paradox, shut your mouth and play the game.
What happens? What happens if our experience goes back in time and kills its grandfather?
I want to say that this is my first ever game of Dungeons and Dragons. So if I ask stupid questions, please don't yell at me.
Oh, it's all good. We love you, babe.
Sorry.
Please don't say mad things about me.
Yeah,
Don't worry about being yelled at. Blaze will wear himself out yelling at the puppets.
Yes.
And it's you're not alone. This is actually my first game, honestly, not my first session.
Yeah.
Although Zoe is really taken to this like a fish to water. Delightful work with Yummy, by the way. All right, so Monday late afternoon, coming into evening, an undead has burst into town seeking Corbeer, and the squad has a black ops mission to take care of tonight, or they'll risk the wrath of the biggest criminal organization in the city. And tonight, you'll be faced with a revelation that will change your understanding of the very nature of the Insurina. But that's a story for next week. Smash cut. This session takes place Tuesday morning after those events. Do me a favor, don't die when we do that session next week. That will be weird.
Boy, that was some crazy stuff last night.
I'll be sure to not turn up for that.
I can't even process it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's not even talk about it yet.
Yeah,
no. With the ferret and everything. Yeah, that was
It's
very
too-
weird.
Too raw.
Too fresh in
What
your
it
mind.
is.
Yeah.
Let's
I
get
was
there, Darren.
I was really surprised when the aliens attacked. We can just say anything this session, and he has to put it in the next.
It was crazy that I was there and was also two dogs in a trench coat the whole time.
And those
Listen,
gang members
if you are two dogs, you can never reveal two dogs.
Mhm.
That is the strict rule.
But if I'm not two dogs, I can reveal it as much as I like.
That is correct.
3 dogs, fine.
I think actually that Sam and Squawkins revealed that Sam is two birds in a trench coat last episode.
And what, Squawkins is their friend?
Yeah, Squawkins is the
Who
third
couldn't
bird.
fit in the coat.
Yes, exactly.
That's why he's so angry all the time.
All right, so the deal is
Oh,
that the
no.
main cast, Morgan, you're not there yet. You will be soon. I promise. The main cast, you have woken up
Oh no,
Tuesday morning.
the time.
Goodbye, Morgan. We miss you. Yeah. As you wake up and you see the church that you live in the morning light, you guys slept in the pews on your bedrolls. You don't have the place set up to be a residence yet. It's simply an old church with pews that you can indeed sleep on. They are uncomfortable because they're not meant to be slept on, but they do the, especially for a bunch of hard, rough folks like you guys who are used to sleeping in the desert and or alternately be our tiny shack. So you guys are moving up in the world a little bit.
I have a question about Marge's tiny shack, actually.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I set up some sort of daycare for Helen with
Yes.
Marge. Seeing as how we're such good friends.
Perfect. She's going to be all about it. You're going to talk to her at some point during this session, and I think that is a great idea. Honestly,
You gotta get that garden hole fenced off, though.
That's a good idea too. You got a good point right there. That is fair. Okay, so you wake up. You're in the church. It is morning's first light. What are you guys like when you wake up? Is somebody here a morning person? Chipper?
That would be me. I'm the disgustingly wholesome one of the party. We know that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So
Well,
tell us why that is.
600%.
Tell us why that is, Beard.
Well, no, because my job as a cleric of Bilious, the old god of hangovers, is that our whole duty is to basically take care of hungover drunk people. So we wake up real early in the morning. And so I'm just there. There's a broom that's just sort of materialized from nowhere. I'm sort of sweeping up my bedroll or whatever on the pew, which is really just like a sheet, has been neatly rolled up and put on the side, and I'm putting out cups and plates for eventual breakfast. It's just all looking very nice.
Mm-hmm. You've actually got a breakfast. You've got a breakfast appointment with the realtor that. So when you guys bought the church, you put down a down payment. Today is the day that you meet up with the realtor for breakfast.
Yeah, I wanted to document the state of the property. See if we can't get some of these boarded with the boards have holes in it. I understand it's a big ask, but anyway.
I understand. And in fact, while you're sweeping up, while you're taking stock of the property, you realize that you've got a bug problem in the church. There's lots of ants, maybe a whole colony's worth.
Just in the corner, there's just an ant nest.
Elder would also be up, not because he's a morning person, but just because he's used to a regiment.
He's too sad to sleep.
Is he sleeping next to the ant nest? Is this what the problem is?
No, yes. He's sleeping in front of the doors as a draft excluder.
Sweet.
What a fucking darling. A human draft rug. It's delightful. All right, so how is whatever you want in Sam and Squawkins? Are you guys late risers? Yami?
Squawkins will bite anyone who tries to wake him up before 12 a.m.
Nice.
Whatever you want is certainly not a morning person, as whatever you want has a tendency of staying up very late, reading into the early hours of the morning, and tends to just leave the giant tome over his face and just breathe in that book page smell until he falls asleep and is woken up.
Wow.
I fucking love that. Okay, Yami?
Yami's not a morning person per se, but they wake up early, but there's nothing to do. They won't get out of bed.
Now, Yami's pronouns are they. I used she earlier. Is that okay as well, or?
That's okay.
Okay.
I gave the bed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do it right. All right. So let's see. Your early breakfast appointment. So A, Veer, you notice the ant colony. B, more interestingly, you notice that the ants are behaving strangely. And by that I mean they are marching single file directly out of the church, right down the aisle of the church, heading southward, roughly.
This problem just takes care of itself.
Right.
Yep. They
sort of shrugged.
Yeah, they're all taken off. They're not heading back to that anthill anytime soon. So looks like you guys made a good realty bet here.
It's a fixer-upper, but I think with a bit of work.
All right, so you guys
are looking at the anthill.
Wait, can I do a thing?
No, this game isn't about thing doing. I'm sorry.
No. It's about it's a game where I do things.
I think retroactively there's a cleric cantrip called Mending that lets me patch up small holes, and that's really what I've been doing all morning.
Now, do you have the Mending spell?
Oh yeah, hold up.
Nice, that's easy enough.
Yeah, just patching up holes all day.
Yeah, dude,
all
you can do that.
Morning long.
Man, Mending is stupidly powerful because you can use it on fucking buildings and shit.
Yeah.
This church is made of wood as well, right?
Correct.
Oh God. We put down a deposit, okay? I want the deposit back.
It was just a one lump sum payment. There's no mortgage.
There's
this is
two. There are
pretty-
two lump sums. Two lump sums. You guys put down the down payment. Today is the day you put down. Your down payment was 1,000 gold. Today you're putting down the other 3,000 that you paid for this property.
Okay.
So this breakfast appointment is at 8 a.m. Squawkins does not want to wake up until noon. Who's going to attend this appointment and take care of the business involved in securing this church for you?
Of handling the ant situation?
The ant situation is no problem whatsoever. It is solving itself, in fact, because the ants are calmly, methodically walking out of the church. However, you are going to meet with the realtor that sold you the church. You are going to make the payment.
I want to
Yes.
make
shit.
a nature check.
Okay, do it.
On the ants to see if I can discern any behavior.
You don't have to do a nature check.
Holy shit.
Sorry,
You
great.
might want to do a nature check.
Yeah, apparently you do want to do a nature check. So you've done
Critical
a nature
nature.
check. This is not natural. This is not the way that ants behave.
Okay,
Sam and Squawkins, you are also with primeval awareness. You are unable to communicate with ants. I'm sorry, primeval awareness will let you talk with like foxes and cats and dogs and shit. I don't believe that ants are qualified to be able to communicate.
Do they count as animal or as beasts?
On a very technical level, yes. Why?
I can speak with small beasts as a gnome. So I would like to talk to these ants.
Now these are not only tiny, they are extra tiny. These are not small in that category.
I can speak with small or smaller beasts. I'm afraid of time.
Okay,
you really want to speak with these ants?
What are you gonna say with this fucking? What are you gonna say to this fucking ant? Tell me what you say to this ant.
With my notebook out, of course. I assume that Yami has communicated that these ants are not natural.
That these ants are doing.
I've pointed out that is it's strange. I have audibly said that's strange.
Right. So you are aware that these ants are natural. They are behaving unnaturally. That's the difference.
I rub, I guess, my fingers in such a way that I communicate with these ants like they would by rubbing their own mandibles or antennae.
Right.
And I ask the forerunner what seems to be the ish, what's up, and I start writing notes.
The ant is not very perceptive because it's a fucking ant. You guys are trying to get a lot of information out of this, and it's a goddamn ant. So it says to you, this place is not suitable.
It's a French ant.
Home.
This cargo is cold.
Home elsewhere now.
Okay. Anything I can do to help you on your way?
Goodbye. Give us blood.
What? Sorry?
Blood.
Excuse me?
For blood.
Huh? I mean, I'm kind of curious. I try this out. I cut my hand a little and drop I guess an ant-sized lake. A lake-sized ant-sized of blood in front of this forerunner ant.
The ant trods through the lake and is covered in blood, and the ant that you were talking to says, "Thank you. We will lick it from one another when the time comes for food."
I say, remember this boon. And I walk away.
I shall call upon you for a favor one day.
Last episode facing the dire final boss. The ants are coming.
I feel like you've empowered some fucking demonic ants, and I'm not very happy about it.
I'm just in the corner watching.
On accident.
Watching.
Honor you always, large one.
Oh God.
Did they say that they're watching always?
We will honor you always.
Oh, this is.
Bren,
this
to
is
the DM's
best thing I
question,
could
I
hope
am
for.
going to attend the meeting with the realtor, but I want this to be done around the table so I can sit down because
Yes.
I'm lazy and old.
Yeah, it will occur in an inn, and you guys will be at a table at the inn, I assume.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to fuck around at the church?
Can Sam like go after the ants?
Yes.
What do you mean go after the ants?
And
Yeah.
follow them to where they're going.
Oh, okay.
They're
Hunt
gonna be.
them
They're gonna be.
down.
You head outside and follow the trail, and you see it going down the block, and that's as far as they've gotten thus far is a block away, and they obviously have not reached their destination yet.
I'll
I was
stay
about
with
to say
them.
I've been grinding that faction rep for so long here. You can't decimate them immediately.
They're simply heading south. If you look at the map of the campaign, they're heading south direct from the church. So if you see the cowboy hat guy on the map, that's where the church is, and they're just heading south directly from there.
All right.
Cowboy hat guy.
But as to yeah,
Table and road.
here, let me ping it. Cowboy hat guy, the emoticon, right? You seen that, Ted?
I don't see that.
Do you see a box there?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, that's
On
the
this
problem.
building.
Right. That building is so the deal is that I put emoji in, and so on to as markers. And so if you're looking at it on like Linux or something, it should be a box. But if you're looking at it on Windows, it should be emoticons.
Cowboy hat, man.
I'm on Windows.
How weird. Well, here's the deal. There's a cowboy hat man right there, and somebody just drew the ant path. Thank you for whoever. I want to say that's Universal who did a good job there. Thank you, Universal. You're a sweetheart. And we see the ant path. You do not know their destination. You know that they're leaving the city.
I'm just gonna keep following them.
It's gonna take like 3 hours for them to get where they're going. Are you sending the hawk?
What?
It's gonna take them 3 hours to get where they're going.
He's not
Are you
awake
sending
yet,
the
though.
hawk?
He's not awake yet.
Okay, so what do you want to do? It's going to take them 3 hours to get where they're going. Are you going to just hang around while you watch these ants slowly move down the block?
I'm sorry.
For
Do you
3
want
fucking hours?
Do you want my mute ranger to attend the meeting with the real?
That is precisely what I am asking you, my darling.
You're not
What
getting
are
rid
you
of these
doing?
ant characters. What Ted is saying.
I'm gonna follow them for as long as it needs, and when Squawkins wakes up, he's gonna come over to me too.
Okay, all right. So Sam is following ants marching slowly down the road. You have to stop every like 5 minutes, and then you wait for like 20 more for the ants to fucking catch up to you.
It's gonna be a pleasant day.
And we're gonna get to the answer to where the ants are going in just a moment.
Answer. Nice.
Yeah, you're welcome for that one. I would give myself inspiration, but unfortunately, that's not how this game works. So we've got Sam attending to the ants like a darling would. Squawkins is asleep in the pew and will be until noon. What's everybody else doing right now?
I will go to the meeting. Certainly,
Yeah,
just
the
as
meeting
bodyguard.
Is it's a meeting happening like imminently? Are we going there, or are we just killing a little bit of time before we have to? Are we having our morning routine basically?
I'm telling you that the meeting is at 8. You can get up whenever you want, whatever seems most character correct, and then you can do stuff beforehand if you want. You guys can wake up at 5. You can wake up at 4. This is your show.
Yami's waking up at dawn in order to see these ants walking out the door.
Okay.
But I'm just going to chill. Like, that seems most characterful. I'm kind of like at peace with the whole sort of situation. I don't feel the need to follow the ants down the block.
Okay.
I feel like Rose Hawkins is a bit fucking weird. Oh dear. Yeah.
Yes, that's a very Morgan sort of situation there. All right, so let's
Where's
see.
this bar?
This bar is just down the road from you. Actually, it's right here.
Oh, cool. All right.
I'm pinging it brown because I'm brown. Apparently,
Mm.
I'd rather be fuchsia. Wait, is that fuchsia? Somebody help me out. I
No,
don't know how
that's more
colors
like
work.
magenta.
Okay, thank you. I'd rather be magenta. So anyway, the bar is right down the street. You guys meet with lucky number 5. She's your realtor. Hello and good morning.
Fuck's sake.
Who's ready to be a homeowner?
Oh, fuck.
Is that how
I'm
she
not ready for
talks?
this level of perkiness in the morning.
What happened to being incredibly wholesome, Bilius?
It's
Incredibly wholesome. I get irritated. I'm human.
All right, that's fair.
Lucky is kind of not. Hey, oh my gosh, doesn't it just make you want to squeal with joy? You're about to be homeowners.
Just look at her and say, yes.
As you are walking out the door to the church, from the church to the bar, you see that the sky is slightly gray today, which is very unusual. Almost invariably, because you guys are in the middle of a big desert, the sky is just a stark, blazing blue. But today it's gray, and that's pretty unusual.
I make small talk about the weather.
do it. Yeah, do it. Would I know anything about it just from my sort of natural perception, or do you want me to roll a check? Because I found that very kind of disturbing.
It feels pretty unnatural to you. It does not
Brilliant.
feel like these are the regular rhythms of seasons.
All right. Well,
passing.
this colors all my interaction with lucky number 5. Yeah, I've got it. My facial expressions is just sort of kind of a can it, sort of face. Like I'm just not best pleased with this bubbliness on a day that clearly seems to not be working out very well.
It is a weird one. It is a weird one. For the most part, people in the city are not reacting like freaking out to it, but people are like kind of looking up at the sky when they exit buildings. Like it is that level of unusual. Nobody seems to be disturbed by it or anything. There's no panic in the streets or whatever. But
Yeah, well, I've sort of echoed that sentiment. I'm not panicked, but being a hermit and someone that's lived outside most of their life, like I'm also a druid. I'm in tune with sort of
exactly
sort of natural rhythms. So,
yeah, you are deeply in tune with the natural rhythms, especially of the desert, right? You're a desert druid, right?
Well, that's a little bit complicated, but yeah, I've lived in the desert for a long time. So
there you go. Then you absolutely have got this feeling that this graying of the skies is an unusual thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I say, hello, Lucky. You are our realtor.
That's me. Glad to help you out.
Do you
What
have
do
a
you think of the church so far?
Wait, do we have a copy of the lease?
You do have she brings copies of the lease to the meeting.
Cool, because
she's got one copy for you, one copy for her, one copy for the party, one copy for her. I should.
And
say.
I'm sitting down. I'm not really saying anything, and that's because I'm actually really intently reading all of it.
All right, so you read it. The terms of the lease are that the home will be sold as is, without any kind of modifications to be made. The zoning is multi-use, so you can use it as residential or retail or industrial if you need.
Okay, this is very good.
Right.
Someone write this down. Oh wait, that's me.
Oh, nice. Well done, Veer. You do notice that there is a rider that is unusual, which is you may be assigned a roommate.
That's weird.
By whom?
Lucky number 5.
I ask about the roommate clause.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing. That building is worth a lot more than 4,000 gold. You guys got a great steal. You got a deal and a steal.
What about the ant problem?
What ant problem? We'll deal with that later. Anyway, now I want to go ahead and so the deal is that this church worth probably 16 or 20,000 gold. So what we did was we set you up with a roomie.
More.
Yeah. Yari is man, I wish I could transmit video just to do the sort of facial expression. It's just appalled. It's just so good. I'm mad.
You see
So-
her.
And I was just gonna ask, who's this roommate, and when are they moving in?
It's lucky number 6.
Mambo number 5.
Lucky
Okay,
number
so
7.
she says, oh, oh, here he is. Hi, over here, Mr. Press. Hi, Mr. Pressing. Would you like to meet your roommates?
Yes.
Welcome to D&D.
Welcome to D&D.
That's the
Sorry,
name of the
that's-
church.
Is that the name of the
That's
real
the name
estate
of the bar.
agency?
Sorry,
Um,
out of character, just wasn't listening at all, and that caught me completely by surprise.
So the realtor agent has introduced you as the roommate. You are going to be occupying an abandoned church. It's the only housing you could find. It's cheap as hell because you are an unwanted roommate. Yeah. So this is kind of the only lodging you can afford just right now.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm
with
really
it's with this group of people. You run up and you see a be-robed woman. You see a large glistening half orc. He's extremely like his skin looks like a donut. He's got oil on him just all the time. He's so like slicked down, and it's really quite sensual. And you see now how does Davern
seduction.
No, I'm just kidding.
now I do need some help here, Veer.
Hey,
I want you to describe to me how Davern Trunk actually looks, because when we were in Lucky's mansion, and I was
Yes.
playing the part of Paul the butler. I
yes.
kept saying, "Sirs, will come this way, please."
Well,
and
I think it would be fair to say that she could pass if you weren't looking very carefully, and I don't think he was.
right.
Just like because short brown hair, also 4'11", and that's mostly what people notice. Just the 4'11", occasionally mistaken as not a human. It's quite insulting, but that's how life is.
Wow.
What's insulting about being non-human?
Says the gnome.
You don't want to be Miss Species, Miss. I don't know, mate. It was very rude. And that's why she sort of lost her temper a bit.
It was pretty rude, honestly.
That's
But
why you slapped
like I said, yeah, my problem, the reason I kept calling you sir, had to do with the fact that David the gnome is your avatar. So I was pretty fucked up.
That's Stab's angrier younger sibling.
Yeah, I was very confused by
Still
that.
at the church back home.
Right. So Dav does not have a beard, is what we've learned here today.
Stab does not have a beard. That's what we've learned. I'm just too lazy to find a new portrait.
All
Don't
right.
worry about
Delightful.
it, friends.
I completely understand. All right. So, Mr. Pressing, you have been
Hello.
you've been introduced. You've been waved over by this extremely chipper real estate agent.
Hey,
I appear visibly sickened by the real estate agent.
I want to make this opportunity. I'll say hi. I'd stand up to shake Mr. Pressing's hand.
I reluctantly
say hi.
accept the shaking of the hand.
I'd imagine that this is like the meeting of two awkward people, but yeah.
Well, yes, I say hi and then shuffle a little bit.
Yeah, I sit down without really saying anything else. So that's kind of me done.
Forgive my my apprehensiveness. I just heard that a group of people who exactly fit your description rolled through town yesterday and burned a bar.
What a weird coincidence.
We
I
all
say,
have
a little
twins.
too loud.
We all have twins.
I just want to make
they
sure that
did
the
it.
roof's not going to come down over my head.
It's okay.
Either way, the name is Pressing. That's all you
Hello,
need to know
Pressing.
about me.
Hello, Pressing.
I'm not
Just
from
leave.
around here.
Howdy, Pressing.
Oh god, so
Don't you
bad.
At the saying of this phrase, I brandish a hand crossbow
Jesus.
and say, "Listen, just leave me alone. I'll help you guys out on whatever adventures you may get up to. But as long as we're staying together, I like my space. We'll get
I
along
sort
just
of
fine."
Is there a
Squint
lady pressing?
apprehensively at you.
I punch Lord of the Nines in the head. No, there is not a lady pressing. There never will be either.
Ooh, damn. Oh,
Complications in that department.
If you wrote magazines, would there be a pressing issue?
oh my
no.
god.
I put
Oh,
my
that
bag
is
down.
very
I put
bad.
my bag down in the darkest, most faraway corner from Universal.
Poorly
From
done.
Delta Bad Hands, horribly.
That's
I Oh.
fair.
hope this doesn't lead to any oppressive silence.
Oh,
Just so it's out of the way, Pressing is 5'9". He's about 110 pounds. He has dark brown hair and is of like an average, slim sort of build.
Is he wearing any kind
I
of
hand-
obvious armor or weaponry?
Yeah, I'm wearing padded kind of leather armor here and there over like covering like sort of vital organs.
Cool.
I hand him a broom and
And the
say,
hat.
"Could you help me with that corner over there?"
Right now, you are at an inn, not at the church.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah, we're chilling at the inn.
oh
So
okay.
you know, like,
Oh.
are you still? Is Pressing still standing up?
I am standing up currently, yes.
I adjusted to you to sit the fuck down. do with that with what you wish.
Sit down. Be humble.
All right.
That's a reference to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Lots of people in here don't get that. All right. What's a Lamar? Kendrick Lamar is a rap artist. There's a song called "Sit Down and Be Humble."
I know you asked the
He does-
question and answered it.
He does some rapping in it. So anyway, here's the deal. Lucky number 5 is so excited. Hey guys, can you just now? All right, you've met your roomie. Let's sign up these papers, and then you guys can go back to your new home.
Is there anything else that's kind of weird or unusual in the lease? Well, not the lease, but the sort of agreement, or is it all otherwise kind of boring and standard?
Mostly, it is bog standard. It is precisely the sort of stuff that you would assume. It's like, you give us this payment. We recommend these insurance possibilities, most of which are obviously scams. Because this is kind of a crooked town, just sort of generally pretty crooky. And that has to do with the fact that this town, for Morgan's benefit, this town is one of 3 cities on this continent. The city to the south is a lush green paradise called Thanatos, from which the players have been ejected summarily for burning down a bar, which they may or may not be innocent of. We'll see if we figure out these secrets. I don't know yet.
And this is different from the bar that we definitely.
You guys definitely did burn down a bar in Red Mesa, but the one in Thanatos was heavily insured. It actually wound up like
Wasn't it an
recouping the
orphanage?
owner. I'm sorry?
Didn't we-
It was no, sir. It was a bar, but it was so heavily insured by the owner that it wound up actually making one of the owners a multimillionaire. Like the bar was well out, like insured to the fucking kills against primarily exactly this precise thing. And so one of the owners became a multimillionaire. It forever changed the economic landscape of Thanatos, from which you guys came. However, and so because so much money changed hands, the insurance company paid off the police to quickly take care of everything and get the fucking bad guy out of there, because otherwise this insurance company could stand to lose much more if any other perhaps fraud occurred. So, Thanatos is to the south of you. It is a luck green paradise. You have been summarily ejected. To the north of you is Rothka. It is a frozen tundra. Up there, they have got access to fish. And they've got really, really, really secure gulags for prisoners. Those are the primary economic activities of Rothka. So the point is that you're kind of stuck in Red Mesa for the time being. There's just not really another good option for you. Rothka has wanted posters already printed up with your names on them in case you ever come back. And of course, or rather, Thanatos has those. Rothka, of course, is the place at which you were supposed to be imprisoned. So neither of those seem like good options. Red Mesa seems like the place for you.
Nice.
Right. And so lucky number 5, there are 5 people that you met thus far in this campaign named Lucky. Part of the mystery of this campaign is figuring out who these lucky people are and why they go by the name Lucky. So that's a little mystery for you. Lucky the realtor says to you, okay, Trunk, you sign here, and Bad Hand, you sign here, and Yami, you sign here. And can I see the gold, please, just to verify payment? I gotta count it out, just to make sure we have enough. So who's handling the gold? Who's got the bag of gold pieces?
I suppose I could have it since it's
You
pretty
can
heavy.
probably carry it.
Yeah, that's fair. You drop a gigantic bag of gold on the table. It doesn't spill anywhere, but it is obviously just a thunk.
And then I put my shaky X onto the signature.
Oh my god, that's so cute. Delta can't read. Oh my god, that's adorable.
I put an X anywhere there anyway. So, yeah.
Nice.
No shaky X here though. My penmanship's pretty good.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not
I
a
signed
sad
my
boy,
name.
you know.
All right, Davern Trunk gets a Chivo for being the first person to sign her actual name.
Get a little gold star.
As you guys are kind of working things out and signing here and initialing there, and getting acquainted with your roomie, you hear a man slurring his words. He gets up from the bar and he says, well, fuck all this. And just, you know what? You could take your job, shove it. You do it. And then you think maybe he's about to start some shit with the bartender. Nope. He is arguing with his bar stool that he was just sitting on. He's yelling at it. You could fucking, you're fired. You are.
My hat pressing's kind of aloof demeanor is broken immediately by this display of drunken hilarity.
Yeah, this is 8 a.m. at the inn. That is also a bar. That is also a restaurant. This is a public house sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a pub.
Right. And he's like, "You're fired." And he, you shut up. Shut up. And he takes a wild kick at the bar stool, and he misses.
I fall off my chair laughing.
As he misses, he loses his balance. Obviously, you know, if you're going to try and kick something real hard, you intend to hit the damn thing. So he loses his balance very badly. Not that he had a ton to begin with. He's kind of stumbling anyway. And he falls over onto your table. He reels backward from the bar and just kind of like, whoa, 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 whoa. You see him waving his arms, and he falls back onto the table.
Can I grab him before he actually hits the table?
Sure. Give me an initiative roll. Let me see how that works out.
Right. We got still on the main page.
Universal is not used to.
Wait a second. Did that? Oh no! I have to click on my.
You click the button.
Give me a different thing to.
No.
No, because I can't. I don't have a token to click on.
Oh, right.
Be
Do it-
dexterity.
Yeah, do an unskilled dexterity check. It's the bottom of the skill check of the skill thing. Also, you could always drag your token out, just so you know.
I suppose.
Right. But go ahead and do an unskilled dexterity check.
That's -3, or sorry, -6.
Strength.
That was a
Strength?
strength.
Well done.
Strength saving.
Thank you.
throw.
Okay, that's -1, 14.
You just batter him across the face.
Yeah,
with your
you
almighty
stand up.
Strength.
You kind of stand up real quick, and he ricochets off of your gigantic body. You can't actually catch him. Your arms don't go out fast enough, but he hits your solid chest, your solid glazed donut chest, your well-built chest.
And he slides upwards.
He bounces off and slides kind of off to the side, so that now he is no longer crash into the table, but he is falling, and you see him try to grab the table for some strength, and it knocks over some of the gold onto the floor. Everybody give me a perception check, please.
This seems like some shenanigans.
Wait, where's my thing?
Wow. I see a man.
I see less.
You just see the gold
As soon
spilling.
as the gold hits the fucking floor.
I see everything. I see time, space.
It all unfurls before you.
I'm hardly paying attention.
I'm looking up at the night sky sober, and Yami is looking up at the night sky on magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
You guys have no fucking clue how much this sucks. This dice roll that you guys just did totally blows for me from a narrative perspective. Yami, did you ever meet Paul the Butler?
No, I didn't.
All right, that's what I thought. Okay, so
You were a horse at the time.
Yeah, I was
Exactly.
a horse pretty much all of that time.
she was a horse and then became invisible, which I think are the two best things you can do.
Yeah, pretty
Sure,
much.
My dog is about to bark
Good.
very loud. Sorry about this. Upcoming. So, folks with the high perception, so Howdy Pressing and Yami, you guys both notice that as he falls back and knocks the gold
Hi,
onto the
Banjo.
ground. Yep, that's my poodle. He scrabbles a bit and he pockets two
I
of the
grab
gold.
his arm as he's pocketing it. Can I do that?
I mean, like
Do.
you only notice that it happens once he's slipped it into
Ah.
his pocket. So that's when you realize that he's
Well,
trying to pull
I'm
this.
assuming he's about to try and make like a hasty exit.
He's grabbed two gold out of the 4,000 that were the 3,000 that were on the table. So there's no telling.
Oh.
Well,
It's kind of an unusual.
You know what? I'm
Oh,
just,
but-
I
Execute him.
No.
Sam is not there. Neither Sam nor Squawkins. Squawkins would be the one who wanted to execute him.
You're
Squawkins
following
is taking a
us.
sleep. Mhm.
Is it not 12 yet?
Fuck
Yeah.
no, it's 8 a.m. B.
Jesus.
When I say shit takes hours in this game, like it's gonna be real. Like 3 hours in this game means a lot. You remember that I just said that this game is gonna take place in like a week or two.
You're just beginning your Ant-Odyssey.
I'm fucking done with this. I fucking cast Gust and say, well, yeah, I fucking turn my hands into like this almost tornado shape. Say,
You're
no,
making a wind tunnel?
not a wind tunnel. I'm just
Whoa.
using it to.
Windpipe.
This clown needs to succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 5 feet away from me.
Okay. Can do. He
Sorry,
is-
I didn't do my save DC, did I?
It's all right. It's 15, I'm sure.
Okay.
So he does succeed, especially because he's on the ground. It's a little bit easier for him. The wind kind of goes over him, but in the blast, his hair is pushed up out of his face, and his hat is blown off. And as a result, Davern Trunk, Delta Bad Hand, you guys recognize that this is Paul the Butler.
I gasp and immediately go to him to kind of like try to see if he's okay after that really nasty concussion what happened to him last time.
So this was 2 days ago that you concussed the dog shit out of him. Why don't you tell us what
Yeah,
happened
but
to Paul?
What happened
Davern?
was Paul led us into Lucky's mansion and kind of was a bit of a snob.
Wait,
and
can I
Davern
ask
looked-
this like in character? What happened so that pressing
Mm.
knows?
Oh,
Like-
let's
like you know
not
this guy
in front
kind
of
of thing?
Paul.
Not in front of Paul. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing is that you wouldn't want to discuss this in front of Paul. So let's go ahead and do this as an out of character conversation, and then your character can get caught up
Yeah.
at some
You
point.
probably get
We'll
caught up
assume
as soon
that.
as we go
I'll
back to the
ask.
church.
I'll ask. You know that guy?
Anyway, we disguised ourselves as wine deliverers at Lucky's mansion, hence Yummy being a horse. Someone had to pull the cart. And we basically sort of bopped him upside the head and then left him tied up in the wine cellar, looking at a light, kind of, with a bit of water next to him because, concussions are serious business. Then while we were at the mansion, turns out another group tried to break in and steal something, alerting all of the guards to the place instead of fighting them. We all decided to burst out of the window. Also, we locked lucky number 4. Was that lucky number 4?
Lucky number
We
4.
definitely.
Yeah,
lucky
that
number
was
4
Is
was
this guy the
Peleus.
manager? Is he the
Peleus
manager?
met up with.
Yeah, it was like
We
the
locked,
house manager.
we locked the owner of the mansion in his own safe room, so he's probably okay.
He's the guy. Squawkins imitated to make what's his face walk into a trap. So I'm guessing that's why he's here.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
Right, and so Davern and Delta, you guys noticed that that this is Paul the Butler, and that
And
that
we were the
he
ones who knocked him out.
right,
I 600% feel guilty.
yeah,
So,
Davern
very guilty.
crashed a
Barrel.
barrel of wine directly on top of his head, and he folded like a fucking deck of cards. So you when you look over him, medically speaking, he seems to be like okay, like he's definitely not in good health, and here's the reason why. He's been on a bender for 2 days straight. His eyes are red rimmed. He hasn't shaved. He's bloodshot, and he's clearly been at this for a while because he's drunk out of his fucking mind.
I talk disapprovingly, but get ready.
I put an arm around him. And
Who's
sort
the
of say,
fuck is what? Oh wow, your skin is real slick.
I ask, "Are you okay, friend?"
Did you use baby oil?
I'm not. Don't.
No, I'm not okay. Listen, I just lost my job. I had a wife a long time ago, and I lost her, and I lost my kids, and now I lost my job. I was working for a Jag too. It was a bad job. I didn't even like it.
Dav is probably tearing up just a little bit, mostly from the guilt.
Yeah, he's kind of tearing up a little. And, yeah,
I thought you said throwing up.
that's
No.
wow.
Just so guilty, just have to run across the
Barf.
Not that guilty.
just barf for a second and then run back.
I'm so
Here's
guilty.
an idea.
Barf.
How about we employ him as our secretary?
I thumbs up.
Listen, I worked for an asshole, but at least I had a job, and now I freaking don't.
That sounds terrible, friend.
What was that wind about?
Oh, it's just a gust.
We don't know. Freak weather
Just a gale.
coincidence.
Oh,
Listen,
that's pretty weird, I guess.
I just sort of pat him reassuringly on the shoulder. Would you like a nice place to lie down, and then afterwards we can see about getting you a job?
Shit, yeah. I guess I'm a little tired. A little sleepy. Oh.
Come with us, buddy.
Yeah.
We sort of just carry him back to the.
Well, we've still got this deal to do with the realtor, so can we?
We already signed.
Yeah, you've already signed.
Yeah. Well, he only took 2 gold, so
I look
maybe we should.
sympathetically at him for his losses and sign my name on the paper on the way out.
I think if we could have this conversation sort of out of public.
Yeah,
Do
fair
we
enough. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Yami's already getting up. Then if we're fucking done with this realtor, I'm yeah.
You're always
so
ready to
bad.
bounce. Yami's character is ready to bounce. Like that is the way that I think of your character. Is
Yeah.
constantly like quotation marks around ready to bounce. Like it is that particular quote, that particular thing. Ready to bounce.
You know.
As you
Rolling
stand up,
Stone.
after signing the papers, Paul slides into your seat. That sounds really good. I'm a little sleepy, huh? And you guys have got a good idea. And then he just kind of falls asleep in the seat onto the table.
I go and pick up his hat and put it on his head.
I throw him on my shoulder.
I sort
The
of
hat then
wave
falls on the
goodbye.
ground.
I wave goodbye to the bars.
God damn it,
Oh,
Uni!
praise Bilius.
We're gonna have to work on this teamwork thing.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I reverse. I just pick up his hat and take it with us.
Do you want to put it on your own head for safekeeping, maybe?
I have a hat.
All right. You're
So you're a
already
hat
wearing a hat.
collector.
Are you
Jesus.
sure your hat doesn't need a hat?
Tower of hats.
Pressing ponders this for a moment and puts the hat on his own head.
Nice. Well done. That's the D&D right there.
Still got two hands,
Mhm.
you know.
That's a good point. You do want to have that.
Deficient.
All right. So my understanding is that you guys are finished signing the documents, and that now you wish to return back to the church with Paul the butler in tow on Delta's shoulder. Is this correct?
The
Okay. Very
happily
good.
follow behind.
I'm standing outside. I want to cast Witchcraft, and I'm going to do create tiny harmless sentry effect that predicts what the weather will be at your location in 24 hours.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
It is going to remain cloudy and dry. It seems. Just
Okay.
cloudiness is the word of the day at the very least.
Okay. So it's a cloud, but the cloud is not dripping rain. All right.
That's right.
Good
That's
to
right.
know.
It is strange. It is not in the rhythms of this locale by any means, but it is not like a dangerous storm right now. For example.
I'm a little weirded out, but yeah, it's not. It's nothing to be concerned about. It's
Right.
Delta. Paul kind of wakes up as he's on your shoulder, and he's like, "This is really comfy. It's a big shoulder."
You can use it anytime you like, sir.
Kind of pokes at your kidneys because his head is kind of at the rear, and so he says, "You're not wearing a shirt and you're slicked down." So he's kind of like poking. And he points. He kind of pokes at your kidneys. He's like, "Wow, this is poke. Oh, this is good. This is good muscles."
Thank you, sir.
Pressing is becoming agitated at this this display in a sort of
What I think.
way.
Yeah,
but I
you
think
guys,
that would be uniquely sort of agitated.
right? And so you're heading back to the church now. You guys here down the road as you're heading back to the church. You're kind of heading along this sort of main road down here, right? This little central area, and you hear a man screaming bloody fucking murder and the thunder of hooves. You see a dust cloud down the road 2 blocks from our, and
Immediately
you
they
hear
run towards it.
vroom, vroom.
oh shit! It's Witch Gang, and that's in character, by the way. And I'm going to solve this issue by casting Abram invisibility Abram both on myself
And you turn into a horse.
no horse turning into. See, I would have done this on Delta, but I'm going to do it on Davin Trunk. So yeah, there we go.
Oh, good.
We're both
Thanks.
invisible now, and I lose a spell slot.
Who are
And I
these
go,
guys?
what?
Yeah, why don't you guys explain in
that-
character who the witch gang is? You hear a vroom vroom.
Who are these guys? Why are they so mean? Why did they step on my shoe?
You must be.
I'm
new
in a
to-
bad position. I'm in a bad position to explain it because me and Dav are invisible, and I imagine that. Well, I'm slightly taller than Dav. I'd like to push Dav against the wall. Like, Dav, it's the witch gang from earlier, from yesterday.
I duck into a little ball. I just sort of curl up on myself.
Okay.
So,
My question is sort of directed generally at the party.
pressing, how familiar are you with the gangs of this city?
I'm new on this. I'm new in this country, man. I don't know anything. I came here looking for work.
Right.
Looks like I might have just found it.
I guess I would tell him what I know. I don't really know a huge amount about the witch gangs. Just that they are what they sound like. They're like a magical biker gang. They do theft, and they don't appear to answer to anyone.
Right. There is this city is held firmly in the grasp of the Insarena and the bookkeeper and the right hand who run the Insarena. As far as organized crime goes, as far as disorganized, however, witch gangs are there. They love mugging. They love just causing trouble. They broke into Lucky's house to rob the place. They do home invasions, robberies, banditry generally. And that appears to be what is happening right now, is a little bit of that old banditry.
Random petty thugs.
A bit.
Yeah, we're nowhere near close to Marge's house. Okay.
Where is this happening?
You guys are heading back from the bar. You're about 2 blocks from your home. Now you're like your-ish.
All right. Well,
back home.
And
Have
this
they-
crime is happening where?
It's happening a block closer to your home than you are.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go forward since I'm invisible, so I can kind of get the drop on any situation that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to creep forward and just generally, talk about the situation because I had the feeling that they were coming down the street towards us, so that's why it was so fucking hasty to do something about it.
Very wise, very wise. Indeed, the horse is flying toward you at top speed. You realize that there is a man whose foot is still stuck in stirrups on this horse. However, his body is not on the horse. It is being dragged alongside it.
Oh dear.
On the dirt road, dust is being kicked up everywhere. He's starting to bleed openly.
We should stop that horse.
Yeah, I actually have this prepared, and I say, I shout, "Calm!" towards the horse, and try and use that to chill the fuck out. Is that something I can do?
Yeah, absolutely. Hang on 1 second. Let me read this real quick.
Yeah, I can comprehend and verbally communicate with beast consideration.
You speak with the animal, and the horse is so loud, vroom, so loud, the vroom. Run, vroom, run.
Can everyone else in the party understand what the animal is saying upon the use of this spell?
Negative. Yeah, only
Only Yami. Okay.
Yeah,
Vroom, run, loud noise, run.
I say, stop, calm, safe. It's okay. Loud noise loud noise gone, and then try and persuade them as much as possible that the loud noise is gone while moving towards the horse in an attempt to essentially free this person. I want to buy my time from this person basically dragged off again.
So the horse stops to engage you in conversation. It stands up on its back legs and kind of waves its front legs, kind of does that sweet horse maneuver where it kind of stands up and sort of hoofs the air in front of it.
Yeah.
And he says, no, loud. Vroom. Still noise.
God.
He's got an intelligence of 2. He's not fucking stupid. There is a noise still going on right behind him, Zoe.
Fuck.
You can't convince him the noise is gone when the noise is literally happening like right behind him, and he realizes it. He's stopping to talk to you though, and so there's a little bit of progress there. You can see the human being kind of semi-conscious, like reaching up, trying to get himself unstuck from the stirrups. It's not really working right now. He's injured a lot, and he can't do, like, you've got to do a really good sit-up to get to your own feet if you're being hung by them, and he's not capable of that right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to calm that animal. I'll help him out of the stirrup.
I have a strange question for you, Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
Horses are larger than gnomes, so would the side of a horse count as a vertical surface for me?
So what
saying that to out of context D&D.
Yeah. So what I'm understanding here is that you want to spider climb the horse. Is this correct?
I'm just considering the possibility.
I will say that yes, you can spider climb the horse.
Well,
Possibility for you.
can I try and persuade the horse using persuasion? Just tell the horse
No,
that everything
we're
is going
gonna
to be okay.
spider climb the horse.
No spider climbing the horse.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say that like persuasion could happen if it weren't panicking. Like I want you to have like a lot of power with speak to animals, but I also don't want to allow you to try and persuade something that is impossible to persuade.
Someone have
right
calm
now.
emotions.
Okay.
Doesn't fear have calm emotions?
Wrong character.
Yep.
I'm
Aren't you a
gonna say
priest? Cleric.
Yeah, priests, clerics don't have calm emotions, or this one doesn't.
Well, I'm gonna speak to the horse again and attempt to calm it further and say, it's okay. I'm your friend. I'll look after you from the loud noise. You'll be safe with me.
Safe.
Oh.
Safe.
Oh.
Safe.
Safe.
Safe. Safe.
Safe.
Safe. Oh god.
Kind of rears up again, like safe.
Safe. I don't have
Hide.
anything I can.
Hide
Right. Well, can
behind you.
Can I grab it?
And the horse kind of runs around and it gets behind you. You're invisible.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I forgot about. I'm in the priest. This horse is terrified.
This horse
Worst
really
things
is
have
pretty screwed up. Like it's got a fucking voice in its ear that is not attached to anything living, and it is.
All right. Well,
What if it's a
now it
ridiculous
feels
experience?
like it realizes that like the thing that's talking to him, like, starts looking around for like a fly. He thought it was a fly, and so you kind of see the horse's big bulging eyes, the big dumb eyes that have no spark of intelligence whatsoever behind them. He looks around and around trying to find the voice, and kind of starts like he starts bucking. He starts bucking with the man on him. So this man's stirrup are he's stuck. His foot is stuck. The horse is now
I'll
bucking.
get
This bucking horse.
I'm gonna try and hold it steady.
yeah, I wanna touch the horse and speak directly into its ear and tell it to please chill out. You're gonna hurt someone, and I'm gonna appeal to its sense of loyalty.
Where are you? Safe. Where's safe? Where's safe?
I want to lead the horse back down away from the noise.
Safe. Where's safe?
To sort of block Yami from view from whatever is down the road.
Yami's invisible, so it's not a problem.
Yes, but they need to be not invisible in order for this horse to calm the hell down.
That's probably true.
Shit.
Where's safe?
in-
Where's
in-
safe? Where's safe?
In
Where's
sense
safe?
of- In the interests of keeping Yami hidden from whoever they are clearly scared from, Pressing is now standing in front of where he thinks Yami is.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah.
Teamwork.
Yami is my Pressing is my body double. So I'm gonna do the speaking, and Pressing will do the leading. So yeah.
Okay. So the horse is now bucked twice.
Shit.
The man's head has bounced off the ground twice.
Is anyone trying to help him out of the stirrup?
Yeah, I'm gonna rush over and see if there's anything I can do for that guy.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm trying to hold the horse steady.
Great. So Davern, give me a dexterity. Give me a strength saving throw. Delta.
Athletics, maybe.
Saving.
Sure, I think that you're trying to save somebody.
All right. Yeah.
Fucking killer. So the
I'm
horse.
so good at this game.
Horses. I don't know if you guys are really well acquainted with horses, but the thing that you need to remember about a horse is that it is probably like 10 times as strong as you are and 3 or 4 times your size, and that's if you're a big boy. This particular horse has never, ever, ever experienced strength like this in its fucking life. Like you see Delta's like swole arm reach up and just like grab this thing's bit, like grab the reins from its bit, and just fucking wrestle it into a headlock. He's like this enormous fucking 6'6" half orc is
While
holding
this
a
is
horse
happening,
in a
can I
fucking
help?
headlock.
Can I help Dash try and get the guy out of the stirrups?
Absolutely.
I just
Give me
sort
a
of fumbled.
dexterity
Do a
saving throw.
dexterity throw.
Mhm.
Because
That should be in the core tab
yeah,
of
core
your
stats,
right.
dexterity save.
Bingo. Nope, you guys are unable to get him untangled, but this horse has just heard calming words, and more importantly, it's been forced into a calm pose. Like this thing is not going anywhere. Universal has got like some kind of death grip on it, and like it knows it's been conquered. This is how you break a horse.
Okay. Damn. I want
I
to.
whisper into its ear, if I flex one muscle, your head will come clean off.
I mean, it's true though.
That's not
After-
safe.
Yeah, you probably don't want to like maybe. I don't think it doesn't understand English, so you can say whatever you want. If Yami said that, there would be a problem maybe.
I'm going to get on my feet and I'm going to attempt to cut the bridle, clean off essentially, so that they will no longer be subject to fucking.
Okay, give me an attack roll at disadvantage.
Okay then.
Disadvantage of 19 still does the trick. All right, so even though it's a spear and you shouldn't be able to cut a goddamn thing with a spear, what are you doing? And 19 is still high enough to actually do it. You managed to cut. Did you say you wanted to cut the bridle or the saddle or the stirrup?
From the stirrups. So basically the bit that is dangling down from the saddle and
Right. Those are the stirrups. Those are the part
stirrups.
you
Yes.
put in. Right.
There-
Okay,
there
so
are
you managed
spears
to.
that have small blades attached to the end instead of just a sharpened point.
This is a wooden pole that was gnawed down by Delta Badhand, actually. So this is
You know
a
what?
stick with a sharp point on the end, and that's literally it. Yes.
You right.
Hell, I know I'm fucking right. Are you kidding me? I'm the GM, baby. I'm right as a motherfucker.
God.
Can't remember a time I've been wrong. That's a little yachty joke. I mean, you guys need to get into rap. Come on. Right. So the man is let loose from the horse. The horse is still in a headlock, and you hear a vroom vroom down the street. What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, can we see?
Run
what's
home.
making the noise?
You look back at the noise, and you can see 2 figures on brooms, very loud brooms, riding down the street. They are wearing they're each wearing masks and large motorcycle helmets with.
Can my character see if they're armed? If I do
Yeah.
like a perception thing?
You don't have to this time. Sometimes you will have to do a perception check, obviously. You see that they are not armed, but the idea of a witch gang alerts you to the fact that maybe they don't have to be armed to be dangerous.
I am so stoked that I get to see the witch gang.
Are we gonna join them in the end?
I'm having a bit of a small fangasm at the moment over here in the middle of the road.
I put
Like,
my
ooh,
hand,
the witch gang!
I put one hand on one crossbow, cautiously.
Nice.
I'm trying
What
to
is
find
everybody
a
else
hall.
doing?
I'm trying to find a wall
Is
to
it
hide behind,
noon yet?
even though I'm invisible.
Is it noon yet?
Oh my God! No, it's not noon yet. This is your fault. I'm letting you know this is your fault. No, it is like 9 a.m. Doodle. You still got like mad hours left. It's gonna be 11 when you discover
What
that the ants.
about Sam? What,
Sam is walking behind some very slow ants right now.
what,
Dude,
have
you
they,
decided that's what you wanted to do.
have they gone to their destination?
Fuck no. When they get to their destination, it's going to be 11 a.m. And then you're going to discover that they're literally walking off the plateau that Red Mesa is situated on. That's all they're doing is leaving the goddamn plateau
And
and
Blaze
heading out
gave you
into like the desert.
Good. This is what you were doing, but you're like, no, I'm going to follow these ants. He was like, sure you want to follow these ants? It's going to take you a while. Like, Yami is going to fucking go into the fray because I'm pissed that the Witch Gang interrupted our raid on Lucky. Because I wanted a little bit more out of that raid with Lucky rather than just Leap. So I'm gonna run into the fray and see basically what the fuck is going on, especially since I'm entirely invisible for the next
Hell yeah,
hour.
that's really good. That's really good. Okay, so you charge up the street, you get a block down there. You hear one member of the Witch Gang over the sound of their brooms, which obviously are vrooming this whole time. You hear one of them say, Pumpkin, after him, after Ian.
Who's Ian?
Are they obviously chasing someone, or?
Yeah, they're heading down the street toward the horse, and the man who was caught in the stirrups.
How many members of the Witch Gang are there right here?
You can see two. You can see two, and one of them called the other Honey. Pumpkin. I can't remember what I just said 3 seconds ago. Okay, good. Pumpkin.
Is there a honey?
Yes.
I want to roll intimidation and try and do this as non-violently as possible. Sorry,
You are
1 sec.
invisible. You will not intimidate anyone.
Oh no! But
What do you mean?
Like
She's a ghost.
there's no visual component to your intimidation. This is a.
I'm also like a 57-year-old person, so I'm like so I'm not the most intimidating person ever. But I want to project my voice and leave this place. This is like a kind of
Leave this place. Like an actual
you know
ghost.
what? Oh god. This is shit.
So all right, I will allow you to make an intimidate check if you give me a convincing way by which you can be invisible and intimidate these people over the loud noise of their brooms. Now, I'm going to give you a minute to think about that because we're about to have a bio break. So
Okay.
everybody, we're going to have a bio break, 5 minutes, and Zoe will try and figure out how to intimidate these guys. You guys need to be aware that a man named Ian was just dragged down the street. Veer.
Hey. Yeah? I'm hiding behind some masonry, even
Right.
though I'm invisible because I'm very scared.
Okay.
I'm just sort of like with that hand and present with me.
Excellent. Do you want to guess at what this man's last name might be? It is a man named Ian who is being dragged.
Dragged
I
Ian.
don't-
Ian dragged.
Draggy and age.
That's really fucking good, Universal. Why didn't I do that instead? All right.
Ian
Is
Horvath,
his
the
last
man who
name
invented
Deep Shit?
horses.
Is his last name Deep Shit?
No.
Ian.
That's really good.
In
That's so
trouble.
much better. All right. So we're going to take a bio break. We'll be back in between 5 minutes. Everybody go ahead and beverage up and use your restrooms.
Okay,
See you in just a moment.
back in a sec.
A lot of just talking to animals happening this session.
Yeah, indeed.
It's
Talking
kind
to
of
ants.
cute. We should make
Talking to
our
animals are great.
GM play way more animals unexpectedly because it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yami should be able to conjure animals at this point, right? Just
Yeah,
random
but I haven't.
animals.
I can do some I can do some tricky stuff, but I haven't got that prepared, and yeah, I can't I can't justify having it prepared.
Speaking from past experience of playing a druid with these folks, conjuring random animals is a source of constant joy.
Yeah, see, I
Just
just
happiness.
my solution is just to turn into animals instead. So it's kind of like
You can do both as a druid. That's the beauty.
I know. Yeah.
You never have to choose.
Yeah, I've got like the compendium open. I have to have the compendium open, especially since I haven't plugged in all my level 3
I
spells.
can shoot things.
Next level, I get a crazy class feature. I guess at the end of the session.
Yeah, well, no, at the end of the next session.
I
which
think
is-
I think Blaze said at the end of this session we level up, which sucks for us because we won't be that level the next time
Yeah.
we play.
So effectively, it yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I get to start doing sorcerer type stuff, except instead of sorcery points, I burn spell slots, extra spell slots. Yay!
Maximum chaos all of the time.
I'll be able to turn any spell with a range of at least 30 feet into a spell with a range of 1 mile.
Next level, anytime I heal anyone else, I heal myself. So that's handy,
That's awesome.
right?
I have no idea what I do next level. I just shoot things better.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
I get a favorite enemy or whatever.
What kind of favorite enemy do you want?
I think it's like greater favorite enemy because I already chose my favorite enemy.
You can't choose more than one after the first one? I'm not sure how Rangers work in 5th edition.
Yeah, I think you get a
Maybe
second
I
one, don't you?
can- Maybe. Let's check.
I'm pretty sure.
Open actually. At 6th level, you're ready to choose a type of greater favorite enemy. Okay. Okay.
Scanners.
Aberrations, celestials, constructs, dragons, elementals, fiends, or giants. Well, it has to be dragons.
I suspect that
It should be dragons. I think Squawkins is offended by the
Yeah.
fact that there are larger, angrier flying things out there.
Yes, there's only room in these skies for one.
Also,
I have a suspicion
Squawkins
that there's gonna be
hoards
some demon
hoards
stuff.
treasure basically like a dragon.
Hmm.
Maybe he was a dragon in a past life.
Maybe Squawkins is a dragon. That's
yeah,
been
maybe
polymorphed.
that's Squawkins' secret.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
secret that even I don't know.
Squawkins actually a polymorphed ancient red dragon.
That would be kind of brilliant.
Oh my
Actually, that would
god.
be great.
I'm gonna change my secret now. Oh my god, yes, that's amazing. I'm gonna change my secret now.
I didn't hear anything.
Maybe I'll
don't
add
know
to
what
my
your secret
secret.
is for this shock.
Yep, I've forgotten already.
I really do think that this campaign is steadily going towards we're going to be fighting the devil of Red Mesa.
Kind of would be thematic,
I don't
yeah.
know, it's all these. Maybe it's like the Ant King or something.
Oh, the Ant King, that'd be brilliant.
Maybe we
I
call
think
in the Ant King as a friend to help us on this epic quest.
I think by the time we get back to Sam and Squawkins, they'll have solved the whole thing.
Is there a summon swarm type spell in 5th edition?
I think so.
Ooh.
You can summon tiny animals.
Yeah, but I think that ants are a lot smaller than tiny, right?
Yeah, at level 5, level 5, I can summon insect plague.
Yes!
Oh,
The
that's
ants
funny.
will help.
That is very funny because you might have a reason to do that later on this very same episode. Is everybody here? Did anybody else avail? Did everybody avail themselves of the bio break?
Yeah. I would like to cast mage armor, if that is okay.
Maybe in 1 second. Let's make sure that we got everybody here. Ted, report in. Everybody,
Yes.
roll.
Sound
Right.
off.
Sound off. Universal is here. Veer.
Yeah.
All right. That means everybody's here.
All right. Well, can I do as I wish to do my intimidating thing? So
Okay, so you want to intimidate members of the Witch Gang. Let's hear how it is that you wish to do so.
all right. Well, rather than say anything, I'm going to turn into a black bear. I will link the stats of said black bear into the chat. From
That's a good way to do it.
Invisible black bear.
yeah, currently invisible, which is what's going to be really fucking great.
That is a pretty scary idea, to be fair.
Yeah, I'll be real. That is.
An invisible bear chasing you.
Mm.
So the link is
Sure.
There we go, and it's actually now on Discord, which does it better. So then I am going to make an intimidation check and I'm going to use my bare vocal cords to be super intimidating. I'll do
Right,
that
so
now.
you just roar as a bear.
Yeah.
Hell
You
yeah.
make it sound like that's like some weak ass stuff, you know.
No. I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're doing. So what you're gonna do is turn into a bear, roll up on these fools, drop your invisibility, and roar at them.
No, roar first.
Roar first.
Yeah, because I'll roaring, and then I'm gonna run down, drown into their direction, and yeah, then drop my invisibility. Because it doesn't. I'm not even sure it matters anymore. But at this point, my intimidation check was really bad.
Yeah, if you had in another circumstance, I would have given you advantage. That is not how it worked out today. So
can I use my inspiration?
you absolutely can.
All right.
Re-roll it, please. Give me another intimidation check. Even though, like, technically this rolls twice for you, when you spend inspiration, I'd like you to roll again, just because that way you don't know the result coming up.
Exactly. All right,
Right.
slightly better.
So 14 is pretty good. You see that they slow down precipitously. They see a fucking black bear emerge from nowhere in the middle of the goddamn dirt road they were just chasing this man named Ian down. So they stop. They come to a screeching halt on their brooms. Their brooms are just suspended in midair, levitating, and they just
Awesome.
stop.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna basically as a free action, I'm just gonna roar more at them. It's not to be intimidating. I just want to be, since I can't say anything, I just want to roar very loudly. You know,
Right
just
on.
kind of deal with that sort of stuff.
All right. The other Witch Gang member says, "Honey Bunny, watch out! There's a bear."
They are called Honey Bunny.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pumpkin and honey
Blaze, you
bunny.
made me so happy.
Right.
I walk down the street and I start shouting, "And you shall know, my name is the Lord." When I don't know. That's a complete misquote as well. Okay. I think
Lay my
I-
vengeance upon thee.
Would like to approach though.
You see them. There are 15 feet in the air and 20 feet in the air, respectively, when it comes to Honey Bunny and Pumpkin, the two primary agents of the Witch Gang.
And yeah, I'm just going to go up to them quite sort of confidently.
All right.
How close is this to Squawkins?
You guys are a block away. Do you think Squawkins could hear things from a block away? I think he could see things from a block away because he's a hawk, but hawks are also famous for not having visible ears.
Hmm.
You know what?
Have you ever-
It doesn't mean they're deaf.
No. I'm just saying, have you ever looked at a bird's tympanic membranes before? It's really fucked up. Don't do it. I really
Ew.
advise you not to do it. It's really fucked up. It's
Sounds
badly
really
fucked up.
disgusting.
It's
Then-
very awful. Yes, it's awful, and you don't want to see it. I mean that as a man.
I'm
and a
googling it
person.
now. And I'll record it as well.
Just so you know, just so we all know what not to Google, could you repeat that exactly?
Hawk tympanic membrane. TYMPANIC MEMBRANE. I was actually a state spelling bee champion.
Ew!
Yeah, that's right.
Get it away!
Where
I
is
wanna-
And in the
that?
game.
So
As Delta Bad Hand sauntering off, I lay a hand on his shoulder and cast guidance,
okay, thank you.
just in case.
I will whisper to Dav, follow my lead.
I follow
I'm-
behind. I just follow behind and use Delta as my cover.
What
Yes.
the fuck is that? Is that an eyeball?
That's a panic membrane? No, that's an ear.
Yeah.
I want to attack
Wrong.
these guys, so if you'll let me.
Let's not make them enemies immediately, but that's definitely on the table.
You've got a couple of seconds basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like Universal. You might be able to convince Yami not to attack, but like right now you're talking out of character. You've got an
Yeah.
in-character opportunity. Let's say a couple of seconds that you can use to convince Yami not to attack. What is it that Delta Bad Hand will say to Yami to convince her not to go fucking balls to the wall on these idiots riding brooms and scaring the shit out of people?
Maul one of these fucking cowards.
Yes.
Right. What I'm going to say is not to Yami, but I hope she'll like pick up on the point
Okay, come on.
and say, "You're now facing one of my bears. It is not the only invisible bear that I have with me. What are you doing?
All right,
Answer honestly."
I am gonna legit hold off this one because I like this too much. This is very convincing.
Yeah, that actually is the most convincing thing I have ever fucking heard.
This
Like
is
that-
happening to you now in the real world.
All right, yeah.
Take notes, Zoe. This is how you get advantage on an intimidation roll. Like that is exactly how I would have. Yes, God, yes, God, yes. You know how Steve Carroll says no, God, no, no, no. This is the opposite of that. It is me saying yes, yes, God, yes. All right. So these guys are like, holy shit, what the fuck? So they start recoiling from you. They're rising off of the ground. They're now 20 and 25 feet in the air, and both of them are very worried about this invisible bear situation that they seem to have stumbled into. God, I'm pretty goddamn good there, Delta.
Oh, you can add a D4 to one of those, by the way.
Oh, nice. So that
Because
was
of guidance.
advantage. And
Could I
Okay.
step in front of him
17.
and say some stuff?
Yeah, you can talk.
That's just like saying.
Want to roll for some stuff?
I would like to say, Delta Bear Hand, my right hand man.
Christ.
oh,
Jesus.
taken over already.
Pressing watches in wonder at this display.
Thank you for stopping these two illustrious members of the lauded Witch Gang. Can I have your autographs, please, God? And I extend my note.
They're above you and they're looking down and they're like, what's the deal with the bears though? Wait, hey, I might sign. Are you are you with that guy, the shiny one?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna wear a shirt.
Has been
Shiny
with me.
one.
Sir Bearhand has been with me through thick and thin. He helps keep my business civil generally.
Call
With
off the
his-
bears.
Well, all right. Bearhand, please keep the horde of invisible bears.
Yeah, I want to say that throughout this whole discussion, I've treated to the heel of Delta to basically imply that I'm in Delta's servitude.
I say,
Okay, so you
Pom
have dropped your
heel.
invisibility.
Oh yeah, no. You described me as appearing as like a bear out of nowhere, essentially. So
Yeah. Okay. So you have dropped your invisibility.
Yes,
Let's.
yeah.
Okay. Just want to make absolutely sure I've got a list of the mechanics. running.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
I can
so,
say,
as
I'm
a bear-
invisible.
Okay.
Yeah, I am
So
a bear.
as a bear, you heal convincingly toward Mr. Badhand, and they're fairly convinced by whatever you want, and they sort of the man now. Who's that? The man on the horse right now? Did you guys just like Delta? You ran up to the wing, so I'm assuming that you just kind of left the man and horse laying. So, like, is anybody in the party presently here going to be peeping man and horse?
I guess I'm furthest back, so I'd be the closest to him.
You
what
hear the man gurgle a noise of pain.
I
what
go-
about terrible names pressing? Are you
Yes.
at him?
I lost my push to talk button.
Oh,
For a second. So I was like, no, I'm right here. I haven't moved. Okay, yes, I am next to the dying, unconscious man.
You're dying, Ian.
Morgan, do me a
Dying.
favor. Morgan, if you look
What
on the 20 page, you can see there's a cog in the upper right hand side. Click that cog and then change Morgan T to Morgan T parentheses and or rather change it to pressing parentheses Morgan T in the same way that everybody else here has done that. Elias, if you could do that as well, that would help just a touch.
my rubbish brain would thank you.
Yeah, that way we all know who everybody is and what's
Sorry, I
name
had
is
no
as
idea
well.
how to do that.
That's not
your
in real
avatar
life.
seemed to get loud. Your picture seemed to get larger as you did that. It's like-
Yeah, that's true.
Thinking emoji.
Yeah.
Police, what'd you say?
Never mind. I figured out the directions all by
Mhm.
myself.
I'm very proud of you and I love you.
Thank you, champion.
No, yeah, all right. So the Witch Gang members are impressed by this invisible bear display, and they kind of say, "All right, the bear's gone."
Yeah. And Bearhand is a nice man.
I'm lovely,
Aw.
I say.
What do you think, Honey Bunny? I don't know, Pumpkin.
I just
This
want
is
an
pretty
autograph.
scary. Okay, I guess.
Yay!
And Pumpkin stays up 25, but Honey Bunny comes down to and just kind of like quickly scrolls across the book and they fly away. They do not a fucking bit of this invisible bear scenario.
Okay. Well,
Ah.
Can I turn my attention to the dying man now?
Yes.
Now
Thank
that
God.
the
Can we all
scary
go
man
back
has gone
there?
away, I can take my hands off of the crossbows for a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
I should say that during that whole last scene, I was still carrying Peter over my shoulder.
Yep. Paul.
Peter was still just poking at your Paul rather was still poking at your muscles.
I'm surprised that they were convinced when I said that you're a good boy.
I am a good boy.
I mean, yeah, it's clear that he is a good boy. Like that's
Army
you
of
see it.
invisible bears.
Well, here's the thing: if you see a sad sack like his ass, you're gonna be like,
Aw.
"All right, that's a good boy," because he's sad.
Aww.
He's
And
he's
in the
sad
game.
shiny sack.
All right,
And-
I am.
We kneel down to. I kneel down to the Ian. That's his name.
That's
Kneel
right.
down next to Ian and try to talk to him to see if he's still conscious.
I hurry back to Ian and
seems-
do a medical check.
Yeah, he seems to be reaching toward Davern. You help, please.
Am I still invisible?
Oh, that's
Reaching to the invisible gnome.
the answer is no, you are not. And she's not a gnome; she's a human. The answer is no,
Sorry,
you're
short,
not. Zoe
okay.
dropped it.
Okay.
But
No.
this man Ian seems to be reaching toward Davern, like, and there's blood kind of dripping down the sides of his mouth. He's truly been injured catastrophically at this point. But he wants to tell someone something. He wants to tell someone something so fucking bad with his
I
dying
captured
breath.
On him.
The ants are coming.
I cast Cure Wounds, and he gets 13 actually with Disciple of Life.
Fair enough. Unfortunately, this is not enough to keep him from perishing, but his dying words must be heard. Davern, hear my word.
I motion whatever you want over and kind of make a scribbling gesture.
I write down his final words.
This man, Ian, spits some of his blood onto the sand, leaving the tiniest puddle of mud, the
Ooh,
tiniest puddle
delicious.
of rust-colored mud. And he says, Davern, know this. I am Ian Boghost.
Oh!
I'm pretty okay. I just get up, I leave, I walk away.
This game would be better without narrative.
Oh my god.
I hold his hand and whisper to him, I agree, Ian.
He dies. He dies in your arms, Morgan.
My arms.
Oh Jesus! What a sad boy.
I close his eyes.
Truly a tragedy.
Is this real?
Yes. This is the dragging of Boghost. I had this idea because Veer kept dragging Boghost.
Oh boy.
So that's why the horse
Oh man.
I cannot believe that my professional and sort of hobby lives have intersected to this degree. I just sort of stand up and just walk away. I just like fucking leave. And as I leave, you can hear me butter fucking wasting it.
I stare puzzled at the dead body in my arms.
I pick him up and throw him into a ditch.
Wow.
I appear visibly angry at Delta Badhand and say, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? It was a man!
I ask, and this is genuine, seeing these reactions. So, does no one care what happens to this object?
Which
What
object?
The dead man.
Yeah. I don't think.
I've just
Oh,
walked
no.
away. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
more
just
Veer-
trying
interested
to
in the
give him a
horse.
dignified death.
Yeah. Howdy Pressing was trying to close his eyes and do respectful things, and then Delta Badhand just took one arm.
As
Talk about,
I'm
like, some
halfway
trash.
down, closing his
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah. You're like
Delta
kneeled next to
Badhand
him,
just
holding it.
grabs him by the leg and just locks him.
Trust
Bingo.
me, this is
That's
better
it.
than what he deserves.
That is exactly it. This
I'm
game
part
would
of the
be
narrative
better
session.
without
Please
narrative.
explain to me, the
sure.
man known as
Beer.
Morgan, what the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay, so the short version is: have you heard of the bullshit debate known as air quotes narratology versus ludology?
Yes.
It's entirely his fault.
Oh.
Is it really entirely his fault?
Almost
There's a
entirely.
balance
It's not a
agreement
real
for-
fight. The short version is there are only people who call themselves ludologists. There are no actual people who call themselves narratologists. They keep saying that there are so that they can keep having this fight and making themselves look good.
I thought
And
this
it's
fight
sort of
was
a
over a long
thing.
time ago.
Yeah, it's been dead for about a decade, but he keeps resurrecting it because it makes him
Ian
look
Bogos
good.
has really
What
shitty hair.
What an asshole.
So, yeah.
He's basically the terrible cousin who comes around every Thanksgiving and is like, why'd you gotta fuck your half sister?
Ian Bogos is an American
or
philosopher
something
and video game designer. He holds a
similar.
joint professorship in the School of Literature, Media, and Communication. Okay.
He's kind of
Alright.
like if a gamer bro had a PhD. That's really the short
Right.
form.
Yeah, that's what I'm gathering.
All right. Well,
Anyway, so we're good here.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing Delta by the arm. Let's go.
I'm looking for the
Preston
horse.
has a deep-seated feeling that maybe the treatment of this dead body wasn't as bad as he thought.
I look
Well,
over and, no, do you
well.
want to spit on his corpse?
So no one cares what happens to this body? No one?
Are you gonna
Oh
eat
my
it?
god!
Are you gonna wear
No!
its skin?
No, you are not going
No.
to drain its blood. Oh my god. Ugh.
What are you talking about?
I
Yeah,
saw
what are you
you.
talking? He's a chicken vampire, not a human vampire.
I saw you do this outside the Mesa. You disgust me. And then I'm gonna grab Delta's arm and insist that we go more and leave him to lead him to do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
You're like grabbing his head.
Fucking gnome.
Delta, we're leaving.
Yeah,
I love
no,
it.
no.
Perfect.
Delta,
Perfect. Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
Delta
love
is
it.
like
Is the
my
horse anywhere?
compadre.
Yeah,
He's
I
my
said
sad boy. I bought him gifts on our shopping trip.
Yep.
My sad boy. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
I agree with that. That is good characterization. I agree with that.
I would like to
Jesse.
drain blood from this body into my now empty handle of animal blood, and hopefully turn it into a full handle of human blood.
I've got an important question. Where's the horse? I want a horse friend.
The horse has taken off.
Oh.
Bye. Safe. Run.
Oh, baby.
Run. Till safe.
I
Bye.
pat
Bye.
Dev on the
Safe,
head and
safe.
say, "Don't worry, little gnome."
Is that a thing I can do later?
Yes.
Sweet.
I'm gonna assume that you just have like a tap on you, like you've got like a blood tap on you. So like,
You're gross.
I mean, regardless of whether or not I have a tap on me, I can sort of prime the pump, so to speak, with my claws based on how the ritual last week went.
that is true.
Is it like beer?
So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you do in fact have a tap, kind of a maple syrup sort of tap. There's a faucet, a spigot that you stab into the body, and then you turn the top of the spigot and just blood comes out, just the way you do with maple syrup.
And no
Beautiful.
one on the street gives a fuck.
I thought aren't we in a side alley?
Yeah, Universal threw the body into a ditch actually, in a side alley. So yes, this is
Perfect.
far away from prying eyes.
I'm storming off home.
All right.
Cool.
So
This
who
is
is
great for me.
okay?
I
So
thought Yummy was going to stop me, but apparently not.
Excellent.
We're storming off together. So
All right. So
I'm storming off to take a nap. I want that spell slot back.
fair enough. All right, Universal, you are carrying Paul, and you guys are able to get to the church now. What are you going to do with him?
I guess we'll set him on a pew. And do we have any coffee?
No.
Kofefe.
Sorry, I had to just check on something. Where are we now?
You are back at the church now, and Paul the butler is being deposited, I believe, into a pew to try and sleep off his 2-day-long drunken stupor.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave one of my many water skins with him with some water in it, sort of basically for that, for him to sip on.
I put him
Fair
in the
enough.
recovery position.
Yeah, Davern, this is Davern's project. Like, this is what Davern is meant to fucking do in life, is deal with this particular idiot who
But
has
there's a lot of fussing going on in that corner. There's a lot like tucking in the blankets and making sure his face is appropriately turned,
Mhm,
so he's not
mhm.
gonna choke.
Right, so he's
It's good.
sideways. He's got one knee, like one leg is
Mhm,
straight and
tucked
one
up.
knee is over the, so that he's the recovery position, so that even if he does barf, he won't clog up his own airway. And like you tuck a pillow under him. You make sure that he's got like a nice water skin right there available. There's a trash can in front of him in case he has to barf a little.
There's some fantasy aspirin. I'm checking his pulse.
His
So
pulse
is
is a
he-
little bit fluttery, but it is
Is he
okay.
like out cold, asleep, resting, kind of thing?
Passed out. I don't. Yeah,
Okay.
like he's definitely unconscious. I
Yeah.
don't know if asleep is the word for it when you've been drinking for 2 days straight.
It's close enough.
It's close enough. Yeah, I agree with that.
Would be the time that I would ask who this guy is. So pressing asks who this guy is and why he was,
Excellent.
like where you know him from and all the essential questions. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the, what's it called? Seneschal? The housemaster?
He's
Whatever.
the butler man.
Butler. Head butler of the house that we visited. And yeah. I think
Now, are you guys
Hmm.
revealing your criminal proclivities to this man that you just met, your roommate, your unintentional roommate?
well, I mean, are we? There is the fact of just what just happened, but
I squint a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Suspicion.
So Morgan, you are able to tell from this last encounter that these are people of action. These are not civilians, and you are able to tell civilians very easily. It's sweat for you. You are a dangerous person by your very nature of just being in existence. You are hardened by the fact that everyone around you is dead. Little Uzi said, all my friends are dead. Push me to the edge. I'm not afraid to die. And that's why I want you guys to start listening to raps so you get all my references that
is
I make.
he an official D&D character?
Lil Uzi? No,
Yeah.
sir. He's a rapper.
Right.
He's a rapper, sir.
Not
A
like
bard.
Prince Stewart.
Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead. It's a club banger. And he says, push me to the fucking edge. All my friends are dead. I am not afraid to die. Which is awesome. Anyway.
So is this guy actually a butler and that he's in charge of the wine cellar, or is he like a private manservant,
So he
otherwise known as a valet or valet?
I think valet is the correct assumption. So right here, Ted, again, sadly you can't see the emojis. This is where Lucky's house is. This box on your map is the location of Lucky's place.
The thing is on there. Yeah, Lucky's estate. It says.
Right. So can you see a 4-leaf clover there?
Yeah.
And you don't see do you see the fire here for the barn, for the bar?
Yeah. There's the
But you-
church thing, but
Uh-huh.
not. This is a
But
box.
not the cowboy. Okay, that's great. Actually, that's fine. That way you can still tell where everything is. So anyway, Lucky's is right there. You can tell that's Lucky's because of the 4-leaf clover. Paul the butler was working there as a personal valet to Lucky. He got clobbered half to death by Davern. Again, like if you drop a barrel of liquid onto someone's head when they're not expecting it, you would kill them. You would kill them badly. Bad kill. No-
Bad kill.
Bad kill. No
Welcome to
safe state.
D&D.
Bad
You're very
kill.
careful
No
when you
safe
did it.
state. Yeah, exactly.
I
And
think
so
we've done that horse for too long, Blaze.
you're right. You're right. Thank you.
We need to get a horse and talk to it in every session.
And so Paul suffered a very bad concussion and got fired, and also his wife died a long time ago. And he's had a
That's rough.
that's part of
Everyone's so
why.
sad.
Yeah, it's a howdy pressing campaign, I would say. I think Morgan actually like unconsciously summed up the tone of this whole bitch by naming his shit howdy pressing.
Perhaps a tender tone.
Right, and so you lay Paul down and how his origins. Now, everybody here is obviously aware that everyone here is good at fighting, and that means that like you guys in the gang know that pressing is like. He can hold his own in a fight because he was ready. He didn't like run away. Hi, Veer. He didn't run away. He stood his ground. He had like his hand on his crossbow immediately. You guys were able to gauge by his reaction that like he would have your back in a fight. Like when shit goes down, this is a man that you can depend upon. Kind of built for that purpose. Morgan, you are aware that this whole gang is a bunch of extraordinary people. These are not
work very well together.
Yes, they're not civilians. This is an operation. Whatever
Seeing
is
them
going on
battle
Civilians
here.
could pull off an
So,
invisible
seeing
bear
them-
gambit.
Yeah.
Seeing them battle together has also somewhat kind of warmed me to them
You
a
guys,
little bit.
yeah.
I was
Well, it's
apprehensive at first, and now I think these people might be okay.
Excellent. Yeah, that's precisely what happens. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a brief primer on what's called the labeling hypothesis. And the idea of labeling is that when you take in stimulus, when you take in something that is scary, for example, your heart rate rises and your blood pressure rises. And then after those physiological effects occur, your brain analyzes the sensory stimulus and figures out what it was that caused them and what emotion to feel. What this means, for example, is that horror movies are very good to take your date to. Here's why. Your date's blood pressure will go up, and they will
And she
assume
will
that
die.
it's because no, they will assume that it's because they like you. Emotional labeling is like the weirdest fucking thing because your body
This
reacts
game
and
with
then your
Blaze.
mind makes up.
Is Blaze a pickup artist?
No. Don't ever, don't, no.
Don't slander his name.
That's fucked up, B. I got my undergraduate in psychology. And so I'm talking here a little bit about like the theories of emotion. And so what happens is that you will get scared and then figure out that you're angry instead of scared. Like it's very easy to mislabel your emotions, but they're all based on the physiological reaction that has taken place. And so what has happened here is that all of you have experienced a ton of adrenaline together. All of you have just had like a nearly very violent encounter together. And in the 5 minutes that follow, you're obviously like, oh yeah, I'm breathing hard because, you know, I just nearly killed somebody, or, you know, somebody died right in front of me or whatever. But 10 minutes from now, your body is still flooded with these stress hormones and so on. And 10 minutes from now, you start thinking, maybe I'm feeling this way because I like these people. And like, that's an entirely unconscious process. Doesn't actually happen like in any kind of conscious way, but you guys are kind of drawn together because you just experienced like a blood pressure altering event, and then you enjoyed each other's company immediately afterward.
Blood pressure altering event sounds like a really good name for a gang.
God damn. That's
Mean-
true though.
Meanwhile,
Gang, yeah.
Squawkins is asleep and Sam is chasing ants.
No connection whatsoever.
Can I use my like alignment to explain sort of how Preston has reacted to this whole thing?
Your alignment is a result of who you are, not vice versa. So why don't you tell us how Preston reacted to it?
He was impressed that you managed to diffuse the situation without resorting to killing anybody, and that you didn't go out of your way to cause extra trouble in order to get there. You just you didn't like burn down a building as a distraction or something.
Yep.
We would
All right.
never.
Yeah.
You didn't put anybody else in danger.
All right, Morgan, you belong here. I'm just going to say that right now, period. After that joke, yes, this is where you should be, hanging out with us. Yes.
I feel like one of us should make some sort of formal gesture of, do you want to join us? But Delta's the wrong person for that.
I think you're the shiniest person.
I'm just going to have to accept the fact that I'm shiny.
You can just be,
It's
you can just be sat together.
Watch me sparkle like
Yes, I am the crab in
Drop
water.
off the deck!
So,
Yeah,
maybe Peleus or, well, who's the most personable of us? Or the most organized?
God, none of you. Jesus.
Yeah, it's really difficult because I kind of agree with that sentiment too, but I feel like Chips or Corbier would
That's
be the
true.
people.
Those are both the charismatic
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, for sure.
Smooth
For sure.
talkers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
So right now, what
my
it feels
charisma
like,
score is very low, so I don't
Right.
think I'm good for that.
right. So your feeling right now, Pressing, is that you are among your misfits. You are on the island of misfit toys, and that's the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Just at least a touch broken. And you get the feeling that, like, yes, these people are broken in the same way as you. For instance, one of them followed ants for 3 fucking hours. That's a broken ass person. That's a fucked up person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
no,
feels at home almost, but
I'm
is
gonna-
still apprehensive
Is it
because of course
is it
the
12?
best-
Is it noon yet?
because of things.
No,
The best part-
Can I
The
enter
best
the
part-
game now?
It's 10 a.m. Come back to the game because you got tired of fucking with those ants, you dingus.
Of them followed
No,
ants for
the
3
best
hours.
part
When
about
have I
that-
when have I
It's
found?
The
What did
other
I
is a-
find out?
You did
The
not
other
discover a
is
goddamn
also
thing
a pun.
because we're bringing you back to the game early.
The best part about that whole side adventure for Sam is that he's going to level up as a result of it.
Oh my god, it's all true. It's
I
all
want
true.
like a spin-off. I want a spin-off episode that's like meanwhile.
yeah, secret episode of.
It's like
Sam
all of this
actually
shit
goes on this
happens.
incredible adventure, like while following these ants and discovers something amazing.
Yeah.
I wanna actually do something. So I imagine that Sam just walks into the door and is kind of like, I'll say, so those ants lead anywhere, you know, and
Yeah,
you won't be able
it
to
is now 9:30 a.m. He has been following the ants for
to listen to
an
him.
hour and a half. And you guys have signed the papers, done your job at the bar, and had this weird encounter in the street.
Wait, is that
And now it is 9:30 a.m.
So you followed ants, and you come back empty-handed to find we have brought back 2 whole men.
2
do you
whole
mean?
men.
Who's the second man we brought back?
Well,
Paul the butler and Morgan.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pressing.
Sorry.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah, pressing. Yeah, we say
name's McCree.
No.
It's not. It's
Noon.
hair noon.
I want.
It's actually 9:30.
I want to introduce Sam.
My
and Pressing
watch
together.
is broken.
So yeah, I'm going to do that and say, Sam, this is Pressing. He's our roommate. It's weird, I know. I don't really understand it. And then that's pretty much all I'm going to say. And I'm just going to like try and sit with Pressing and not really say anything, but kind of just enjoy their company and that sort of like trying to be cool and chill and just so that, you know, I can sort of
I'll
Yeah.
stand up and sort of. I stand up and say like, "Oh, it's a nice group you got here." Kind of remark, referencing the events from earlier
yeah, we
to Sam, like in a sort of a friendly kind of greeting.
I
Dude.
I sort of nod awkwardly, as if I don't completely agree.
Wow, this guy.
Okay, I want to explore this, Ted.
What? You burnt down a bar.
It was
Right,
you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. You've got a really good reason to be like a little bit cynical about these people, huh?
Hey, it was a team effort.
I wasn't there that session.
Nor
Oh,
was
that's
I.
true.
What bar? What bar?
No, you were there, Veer. You watched the
Oh,
door.
I was on autopilot. All right.
I
I go
I
to
only
ask
arrived
about
after the
bar,
fire
but
was started.
I go and ask about the bar, but then I decide again. Seeing
Well, I
as I'm
didn't
living
say
with these people,
anything.
maybe it's not as.
I didn't say
Oh.
anything. I'm mute.
Oh.
This is
So-
true.
So what sort of work do you do, Pressing?
Wait, Sam is mute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I didn't catch
Squawkins
that.
can
I
talk.
didn't catch that first time.
Right.
Squawkins can talk for you.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the conceit of the character, and I think it's a pretty cool one, actually.
What's that
Sam, can you tell me where you have put the Emerald Eagle in this church?
Squawkins is he's cuddling with it.
Of course he is.
Okay.
The
So
quotation marks around cuddling.
yeah, there's Squawkins has got its wings wrapped around this statuette of an emerald eagle. It catches your eye, Morgan. Actually,
Huh?
you think about your pal
Whose footprints are
Button
these?
when you see it. When you see this eagle, you can't put your finger on it, but you
Either
think about
way.
your oldest best friend, when you see that eagle. Is there a connection? Like how is that connected? You have no clue. You know, when I used to go to my grandfather's house when I was a kid, I thought about corn dogs. I never ate corn dogs there. Just that association existed apropos of nothing.
It's story time with Blaze.
I
That is
And
D&D.
I stare at the eagle for a second in puzzlement, but then I swallow. I sort of kind of, you know, when people are so nervous, their hands get sweaty and they kind of swallow, like gulp.
Mm.
I just do that, grit my teeth, and sort of turn my attention away from it.
Right, and this is a statuette about life size of an eagle, made out of emerald. And so is Squawkins is cuddling this thing. Where is it located? Is it in a pew? Do Squawkins and the statuette have a pew to themselves?
What is a pew?
Like a bench.
Okay, a pew is a very long bench, very, very long. Maybe 30 people are meant to sit at a pew, and it is just a chair, but it's a bench, a very long wooden bench. There's no cushion of any sort. It is all made
No,
of wood.
he's
Don't have
like in
cushions.
a nest. He's sleeping in a nest.
Okay, so is he up in the rafters of the church, perhaps? Where's the nest going to be? Like, is he on the altar of the church? The front part, there's a raised platform on the entire front third of the building, and then there's going to be an altar and a stadium at which one and right, incredible. Anyway, and there's an altar there, and then there's kind of a podium at which someone might preach from. So there's you can chill out in the rafters. You can be on the stage, that platform that's raised up at the front by about 3 feet.
Rafters.
Okay.
Is there
So,
like how much space? How much like floor space is there on the rafters?
That's kind of the problem, is that these rafters are about like a foot wide, and so
Is there any
it's
place where like Squawkins could put a bunch of things down?
there are quarters on the platform that would be very good for that. I don't think the rafters would actually work out for that purpose.
Yeah, fine.
If he and the Emerald Eagle were smaller, you could really get down with the rafters, but you're both very large birds. Like an eagle and a hawk are like large. So you guys settle down into are you gonna gather a nest? Or are you gonna get some straw together?
Yeah.
Okay, so Squawkins, I guess, goes out and just grabs a little bit of the dry grass in the area, and puts together a little nest. You've got some soft bedding there that Squawkins can settle down with this Emerald Eagle in. So Morgan, the point of the story is that when you approach and you see this eagle in the nest, that's when you think of your good friend Button. Now. Let's get back to the real thing here. Oh my God, that's so sad. You start to hear a little bit of commotion outside of the church.
Gasp!
Right now.
I definitely would want to look.
Just a point of is there a hole in the roof of this church, or like basically like a kind of large enough area to the outside world, like a sort of window? Like I'm basically like, is there basically a hole in the roof vis-a-vis the hole in the roof in the church in Final Fantasy VII in the Midgar Slums sort of deal?
I never played that one.
Shit.
I would rather the roof be intact, personally.
So here's the deal with this church. This church has an intact roof. It also has gigantic stained glass windows dedicated to God, just Christian God, like just
God.
yeah. But this church is abandoned. Yes.
All right. Well, yeah. before this commotion starts, I want to say that I would be basically in a corner doing the natural recovery. I will just ping right.
You guys
here.
can take a short rest right here. You can spend however many hit dice you want. If you lost hit points, you didn't know what he did.
Nope.
I'm taking a nap. I want my spell slot back.
Yep, bingo.
Yeah, I recover from a level 3 spell slot, and that's basically it.
Awesome.
But chill out with nature.
Yeah,
Ding.
hell yeah. Okay,
You
so
guys, you guys get
yeah.
spell slots back when you take a short rest? What?
Isn't that fucking sweet? I think it's only a limited number because it's like
Actually, I might not because cleric, but I'm gonna double check. But keep talking.
yeah, please do, because I think that warlocks get their shit back on a short rest, and that's kind of like their sweet point.
Wizards can as well.
Yeah, and wizards
some of
get
them
a
back.
little bit of arcane recovery, I think is what that one's called.
Here.
Yep.
So shall I
fucking-
in Universal in I'm so sorry, Delta Bad Hand go out and investigate the noise commotion?
All right. I mean, you guys are able to rest for 15 minutes, so let's make sure we've got the rest figured out.
Jokes, friends. I can't. I still take a nap.
That's totally cool. I respect that a lot. You've got about 15 minutes chilling, or maybe an hour, let's say. So that places us at 10:30. And you're able to kind of, Morgan, you're checking out the space. You're kind of trying to figure out where you're gonna stay for the night, that sort of thing. And you guys make your introductions, have the conversation we just talked about. Did you come to a conclusion as to whether you reveal that you're a totally crazy criminal gang, or?
Well, I didn't really get the chance to ask, but I probably would have sort of wanted to feel out, what is your sort of history? What sort of work do you do?
Yeah, any day.
Sorry?
Repeat.
I didn't say anything.
Repeat it again.
No.
Okay. Is it about how shiny he is? Because I think of his skin like a glazed donut. Okay, so actually, here's the deal with this. Actually,
Delta
It's
Bad
not-
Hand's secret is that he's two donuts stuck together on a trench coat.
holy shit!
You ruined it.
Inspiration to fear. Yes, you did it.
Is
Well,
everyone
there's
just gonna
Seraph.
be two things in a trench coat?
We have to work out what it is. Well, you've just blown the final episode of this show, no doubt.
I am
So,
two chicken vampires.
So I was getting
Two chicken vampires.
I mean, I was getting asked questions by Delta Bad.
Yeah, I would be like, so what do you do? How do you earn your living?
Yeah, you said you
Well-
were looking for work, so
I'm looking for work.
What sort of work? What's your skill? What are you best at?
For a few years now, I've been running around just trying to help people, trying to help innocent people who are run down in whatever way. I've been at it for a long time.
Now, when you say innocent people,
I can smell the bomb from here, mate.
Oh shit.
someone help!
I just explained that I'm the kind of guy who likes to roam around.
Right.
I'll never settle down. I roam from town to town. They call me the Wanderer.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a wanderer. I'll roam around.
Take inspiration, Morgan. Well done. I didn't get that until like the third line. So you can have inspiration. Just to remind you, the purpose of inspiration is that you can use it at any time to gain advantage on a roll. You can roll again after you have made a roll and before I announce
I
the
get
result.
it for making a bad joke.
Very
Bad
all
jokes
know
are
that's
what
bad.
we live on here. Yes,
Yeah.
that is my sustenance. I'm actually a joke vampire.
In the
Nice.
two joke vampires in the
Anyway,
trench coat.
I explained to Delta Bad Hand without using the word vigilante that I am essentially a vigilante.
Are you Batman?
Okay.
Are you two bats in a trench coat?
I'm not a Batman. I'm too
I-
Batman in a trench coat.
Okay, Peleus, take an inspo. Morgan, you already had one. It's worth noting you cannot have more than one inspo at a time.
Yeah, you
Yes.
gotta spend that stuff.
Use it.
Yeah, use it
No, I-
freely because I love giving it out freely for anybody that makes this.
Can I use my inspiration to get another inspiration?
I
No,
mean,
it's not
yeah.
riches.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, just go for it. You spend that inspiration and you get an inspiration in return. Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
you
not-
don't even have to
not a
tell
sure
me about
thing,
it. You can just do it. You can just do it
Worthy
quietly and don't bother me.
But keep
Quietly.
track. Keep track and take pictures.
Okay.
Yes, make sure you keep
Scrupulous note.
meticulous records.
Yeah.
Don't bother me with them. However, that's the important bit. So,
Yeah, I don't think I can just. I'd love to butt in with this conversation and learn more about Morgan, but I'm chilling out and meditating on like a sort of, either on a pew on a rafter somewhere. So I don't feel like I can like butt in and be like, so you're a good guy. We're all good guys here, that sort of thing.
yeah, you're kind of
Love-
sitting in the sunlight as reflected through the windows, the
Exactly.
gigantic
yeah,
glass
exactly.
windows, and so there's this beautiful. I want you to imagine like a Dutch painting, like an old Dutch
Ooh,
masters style
yeah.
painting, where they played with light and shadow perfectly. There's a
Oh.
robed figure that is sitting on a pew in the very edge of the pew there, and there is a sunlight coming through a stained glass window, a depiction perhaps of a saintly woman that is cast across this robed figure, this face you cannot see, this but it is a thing of immaculate beauty and kindness and reflection and thought.
Yeah.
It is invocation, it is looking inside.
Yeah,
oneself.
that is very much my bag, and that's what Yami's going to be doing until the sort of the bumbling outside, which I don't think we've really covered yet.
While agreeing about how much this is a band of good guys, I take a swig from my bottle of Ian Bogost's blood.
I appear disgusted, but I don't question it. Because I'm gonna have to live with you guys.
This actually is holy shit! I just realized my unconscious inspiration for this, which is of course the sitcom Perfect Strangers.
Rising tall on the wings of our dreams. Oh dear.
Now I want you guys to remember that phrase, "on the wings of our dreams." I seriously mean this. Put it in your notes. This is foreshadowing, motherfuckers. On the
Okay, I'm
wings
writing it
of
down.
our dreams is a meaningful phrase to this campaign.
And which
And
among us have wings?
And wings, my friend.
Oh,
Yes.
Our dreams will
Blown in
come
my mind.
delivered by an ant plague.
So,
all hail the Ant King.
While explaining to Delta
Oh,
Burnhand
hail.
that I'm a vigilante, I let it kind of slip that I may not have been doing this alone my entire life.
right. Okay. Well, I mean, so you do.
Upon that, I quickly shut up and shuffle away.
So it's fair to say that you do sometimes
In the dance
questionable things for the greater good.
That would be
Yeah?
accurate.
I can work with that. Okay.
All right, so an enormous forearm approaches yours, and you guys do the Stallone.
Stallone
What's up?
handshake thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Predator
What's up?
From like the Rocky
Bingo.
stuff.
Predator. Yeah. What's up, motherfucker?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and that forearm is so oily. It's worth also noting that in addition to the smooth oiliness, there are tons of like bad scars. This dude has been in a lot of shit. Like there are parts that texturally are not so friendly. You could say.
I notice it, but I don't comment on it.
Right.
I don't want to know. Not yet, anyway.
Right.
Cool.
In more of a I don't want to pry kind of way.
Mhm. Seems reasonable. All right, so the you guys hear a noise now. Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
That
Thank
is
you.
a
Thank you.
huge bicep.
Yeah, that's Delta. That's
Mm.
Delta's bicep right there.
Delta.
And you see the way that it shines. That's the other part that I really want you to just take note of repeatedly and just again and again.
Oh dear.
Like
Right.
a buttered croissant.
It really is buttery. It's very well buttered.
And flaky. Very flaky.
Wow, yucky. So you guys hear
Sorry.
you guys hear a noise outside, and it sounds like you start to hear the screams. There are a couple of people screaming, but I mean, shit just happens in this town, right? Like occasionally you hear a scream.
That is that.
Now you're hearing a fair few screams, and just outside of the church, you hear a
fapping noise.
Someone clapping their hands in a circle.
Okay,
Someone
well,
whacking
I'll take a peek out.
masturbation is not the answer to that. I'm just letting you know that ahead of time.
No.
There's no. The fapping is not the solution. That's not what that was.
Out of context, D&D
I
quotes.
roll
Masturbation
I
is
roll
not
to
the
fap.
answer.
Yes.
Do I
You
have
don't
to
have.
roll a dexterity check?
Yeah, listen. You don't have to roll to fap. Like here's the deal. Here's the deal with fapping. Okay, you don't have to roll to fap. You can just do it, and you don't have to tell me about it. You don't even have to say it out loud. You
It's
just
like
do
the
it.
inspiration thing. You just don't tell us.
Yeah, you just do it, and you shut up about it. You fucking weirdo, gross ass. And that's how we're gonna play this.
No, but just like the inspiration thing, take pictures. And
No, don't do that. Don't do that, and don't ever send them to me, and don't ever bother me with it. That's how you do this. This is the game.
Blaze,
Yes.
I would like to point out that several of How Depressing's attempts to fap were critical failures.
I tried 15 times.
Oh no.
That was a bad night.
All right, listen, Morgan. Your dick stops working, and you can never try doing this ever again. And you're asexual now, and nobody ever has sex in this fucking game
No!
because that shit makes me uncomfortable, and I don't like it. So don't
You've
do
ruined
it.
Oh, dear God. All right,
You've
cool.
ruined
This is
my
not
dick.
erotic roleplay, Morgan.
But
There's
feel free-
no
I was
erotic
gonna
roleplay
reveal
in
it
this.
down the
I'm
line.
having
That,
such a good time.
I was gonna reveal it down the line that How Depressing and Button were lovers, but no, apparently not.
R.I.P. R.I.P. your dreams.
I can't have my dead gay trope.
I love my dead gay son. Listen, more importantly, you hear screaming outside and noises, something like
Alright,
this. a little bit.
I'm gonna go investigate because in line with all the suspicious things that I've seen earlier, I'm not in a hurry to investigate, but I'm just generally curious.
I would
'cause
like to
as
point
I say,
out that the fapping was not canon.
there's
Yes.
there's not a huge body of there's not a huge body of evidence for like a catastrophic event befalling Red Mesa, but I'm interested. So
Right, yeah, I
head
think
towards
that
the door of the church.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you were on the pew sitting bathed in sunlight, kind of gathering your natural energies, that was a very it was a moment of repose where you were free from this sort of low level anxiety that you've had since this morning since you woke up, rather, when you saw the clouds that just didn't fit the scenario.
Yeah, and the unnatural ant movement. And it's a weird behaviour for ants to exhibit. So I'm kind of confused.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
low-level anxiety is the best way to describe it.
Right. And so that you had a moment there where you were able to let that go. But it kind of rushed back a little bit when you started hearing 2 or 3 people yelling in clearly a serious problem.
Yeah,
Maybe not life or death, but like
yeah,
clearly
not the
serious.
yelling. Yeah, it went from the yelling of market traders to the yelling of someone. Yeah.
Exactly. Like the volume is the same. The timbre changed enough that you felt like an emotional shift. All
Let's
of
take
you.
a peek outside.
So you do.
What do we
And
see?
What do we see out there?
you see, to begin with, your eyes generally tend to find human beings. That's part of like the way that we're wired.
Is it noon yet?
Squawkins is awake. It is presently 11.
Okay, fine. I will.
Sure.
Okay.
Squawkins stirs from his nest with his beautiful emerald eagle companion.
What does he see with his keen bird eyes?
What do your elf eyes see? And the answer is that the humans in this group are always scanning for humans. This is the first reaction that everyone has. You find human beings wherever it is. And you guys spot human beings on top of tables in the restaurant al fresco across the street from you. And but Squawkins
Is always searching for treasure.
He's always searching for treasure, which is great. He's also searching for food all the time. He's searching for scurrying movements. That's what alerts my boy Squawkins.
Is it the ants?
Right? If you see a vole, that's a tasty treat. So Squawkins always, always on the lookout. Loves that blood. Loves to eat them voles. Loves to just rip them up for fun. Actually. But today he sees not a vole at all. It is beetles. They are 2 feet long. They have hardened carapaces, enormous horns like a rhino beetle from wherever the fuck that thing is. There are scads of them scurrying about the city. Everyone seems terrified. People are beating them away with brooms and brushes.
So
whatever tools are at hand to dissuade the horde.
These beetles are, these are more like large, like they're more like the size of a dog that you would imagine. They're not extremely long and thin beetles. Okay.
Yes, they are the size of a small dog.
Okay.
In fact, if you want to click on my profile picture of my dog is about the right size for that.
Do they count as beasts?
They are beasts. They're incredibly large insects.
Could I convince one to stop and, have a chat?
Yes. Is everybody keeping track of their spell slots?
Yes.
Yes.
This is just a thing I can do as a gnome.
Yeah, word up.
Attacks.
Sneak attacks, you just get to do. Love you, Universal. Take care. We're going to miss you.
I'm gonna go.
No worries.
All right.
Bye, Uni. Delta Bad Hand suddenly falls unconscious.
No, I think he probably just needs a little bit more time to oil up.
Oh God.
He's got to
Inspiration to the
reapply right
DM.
now.
Spit
Yeah, he's
shine.
got to.
Spit shine.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to go back and he's going to go back in the church and kind of rebuff himself. Now, the beetle. There is one beetle that is willing to talk to you. Hi.
Hey! What the ruckus was? Is there like some kind of event that I'm not privy to? This seems like maybe it's fun. You guys are all worked up.
Hi. Time to go. Bye.
Wait. Why?
KK.
Why
Hi.
go? Why go? I like hug it gently.
Oh, it uses like 4 of its legs to hug you too.
I say, why go? Go where? Fun?
Oh, just time. Bye.
Time?
Just time.
No, stay.
Stay.
Love.
Right. Stay. Just time. Bye. Just time. Bye.
Oh my God.
Can Sam use?
Yeah, it shrugs. It says just time. Bye.
Can Sam
With
use
what shoulders? Never mind.
It has many legs that it can shrug with.
I say follow. Me follow.
No, south. Bye.
south?
Bye.
They're all
Oh,
going
no.
south.
They're all going
Bye.
south.
Bye.
I go.
Bye.
I go. Bye. Bye.
Can I-
friend, Bye.
Can
Bye.
Sam use
Bye. Tall land. Bye. Tall land. Bye.
Bye.
Tall
Bye.
land. Bye.
Tall land. Bye.
Can Sam use peripheral awareness to see what its short-term needs are?
Yes. It needs to leave its present environment. It is a little bit thirsty. It is, insofar as an insect can worry, it is a bit worried about its future. Is there food there in the desert where it must go? Off the plateau? That is its need is to
Need to feed.
it's I would say the need for security, but like they can't think ahead that much, right? Like it
Sort of unknowing dread. Would you say?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
beetle friend.
All right. Okay. So
It touches your head with its antenna. It rubs
Are they
antenna on your hair.
Aw.
It appreciates.
They aren't like attacking people.
No, but people are fucking freaked out by him. Very
Yeah.
bad.
Okay.
This is like
I just in the initial, I was like, oh no, people are hitting them away with sticks. Quick action! 'Cause I just
right,
assumed-
and
I
they're trying to
assumed that they
push
were
them
being
away from
attacked.
their property, right? Human
just-
beings
they're
have a
just trying to
concept
get
of
through.
property, and these things don't. Right.
They're just trying to get through.
Yes, and they're scrambling and scrabbling. And these are in fact the species of bugs that emerged yesterday to accidentally steal Martin's bracelet. Something is disturbing them.
If Bloody hadn't already done this, I would suggest that we follow them. But I guess it's not. I guess that's not really going to lead.
I mean, he says, leave tall land, and what that means to you is it's time to leave this plateau upon which Red Mesa is located. That is what the bug thinks. Is that it's time to head out to the sands. Sand time now.
Is it actually a volcano? Is this what's going on? Are we
Time
on
to
top of
find
a?
out, as it were.
Are we on top
Oh,
of
that
a
would be so
rising
cool.
up volcano?
well.
Oh, plebeian that sounds.
We can't tell that from any of our like, surroundings, so
Yeah.
it's kind of
The
a
only.
question at the moment. At this point, in
The only thing I've got to go on is that there is something unnatural, unholy
The devil.
going on,
It's
and
the
it
devil.
might be going on from the like. It might be going on from the north of the city. It might be going on from underneath the city. But there is something going on in the city, and we don't know about it. And maybe we shouldn't know about it. Maybe we just. Yeah, I'm fresh out of ideas, guys.
I say that we continue our life of crime.
I say
So
that
loud.
we.
Oh my God,
Who-
Fear! I love this. You're now addicted to the rush. I love it. That's so fucking perfect.
I mean,
Pressing
in character, Davin's
ignores-
just standing in a corner going, "Why the fuck is whatever you want hugging a beetle?"
I was gonna make this point earlier, but I'm really only personable, clearly, with monsters and villains. Any normal person, I completely fail at socially.
So Pressing asks whatever you want. The fuck, bro? You just hugged a beetle. That was right. No. So Pressing assumes that whatever you want knows something now, or at least has been able to pass some information, seeing as he just hugged a beetle.
Yeah, do you want to relay that to the group? What you said, or are you keeping that to yourself?
Yeah, I will of course tell my beloved friends that the beetles are going south.
Okay, yeah. Well, thanks for the new information. I couldn't have gathered that myself.
The animals are fleeing.
Such amazing shade coming from Yami.
Yeah, no, I have
So-
to, I'm in tune with nature, and you told me that the animals
Are
were
they
going
running?
south, and I was like, well, okay, yeah, thanks.
Is it the blood?
Are they running?
Always shade.
Are they fleeing? Are they
I
having a
think
party?
they are fleeing. They are fleeing. There is something wrong here. There is something. We saw it. Well, pressing. We saw it back in the church. There was something wrong with the minister there. I think there's something wrong with him. He's involved in something evil. Maybe
Clearly
something
something's going down here then.
Are any other animals like? Is it just bugs, or is it like other animals as well?
Well, there's.
Yami, am I hearing this correctly, or would you like to rob the rival church?
Yeah,
I'm just skipping a few
there's only
steps
room
here.
for one church in town. I'm not saying that we need to rob the rival church, but like,
Pressing wishes to ask people around the town, like people who would know of the town's history, to see if something like this has happened before.
Oh, I'm good at history. I could
Are
roll
you?
something. am.
I know this. I just know this town's history. It's just in my mind now.
I'm actually an expert in history.
well,
If,
and also
I'm a
Blaze
Delta-
jack of all
roll
trades
it.
and perception, so
Delta's from
Hit me.
this
Roll.
area. Go on, yeah, do it. Punch it.
Delta's from this area. We've got a history check that's really good. You guys know that nothing like this has ever happened. You realize that these insects are so large that they only could have emerged from the small network of holes that we've talked about before, in which Clyde fell. This is absurd and weird. And when they were saying go south, they meant kind of leave fastest, right?
Okay,
So not only it's not necessarily from the north that this thing comes.
So, well, for example, there are a couple of gates to Red Mesa, and people are I'd imagine that the insects are leaving from the closest exit, essentially, away. Rather than
They're
just.
getting the fastest way away from this plateau upon
Okay.
which
This-
this thing sits.
South
can-
is where Lucky's territory is.
Yeah, I'm not sure he has anything to do with it. So, he is a crackpot, but he doesn't. He's a crackpot who owns land, but he doesn't control an army of ants and beetles. And how long before all the birds and the cattle start to leave the
Is Squawkins
leave
feeling
us.
anything? Is he feeling a need to leave?
No. And you as people feel no urge to do anything in particular. You're just kind of captivated by this bizarre
Pressing is
bug
very-
phenomena.
Well,
Pressing
let's
is
think
extremely
about.
curious about
think-
what would drive the local underground wildlife away from a place in such a hurry.
Are you guys gonna go out in the street to kind of see what's going on, or like what are you physically doing? Like tell me what you are actively doing in addition to what kind of mental arithmetic you're doing.
I guess I'm physically in the street, kind of avoiding bugs which are moving in the same path that the ants are, and doing the mental arithmetic and kind of trying to suss that out. But I am most definitely in the street. So
Sam tells Squawkins to like fly overhead and see, get an overhead view of what's happening in the city.
Okay. He flies up in just a matter of moments. Your hawk is quite fast and has excellent eyesight. It simply sees that there are these it's like a herd of dogs was unleashed on the city, and they're scattering. They're coming up from the holes in the ground. That's their origin for sure. And they're just splitting Time to go. Bye-bye.
They aren't going towards anything in particular.
Nope.
So they're just trying to get away from here.
Peace
So
out.
it's not specifically south.
Yes.
Saddle the beast. We are riding away.
To be honest with you, Kang,
Pressing wants to go underground.
I feel like we should leave. Like, and this is
Not you
just,
too.
I feel this is not just because I'm a druid and with nature and everything, but like this seems like a bad place to be. Like we've
Bad place with people.
We've
Normal
spoken to many people, and they say that there is the Interarena and are not a good gang to hang out with. And if we want to continue our operations, shall we say, we should maybe think about going somewhere else. And I know it sucks that we just put a load of money down on church, but I'm not
Still
sure
really
that's
needs to
going to
get
be
to the
worth
bottom of
spending
this.
anymore.
I mean, living in the desert sounds shitty. Like, this place has got fairly plentiful water. It's got actual buildings. It's
Normal
built
people.
on a foundation. Like,
Something bad is
this
going to
thing-
happen here. It's
this
going to
thing
affect
clearly is
normal
fucked up.
people who are
Yes.
around.
But like, living in the desert is a step. It's like 4 steps down in the quality of life. So I just want to point that out. You can always do
Yeah.
whatever you want, but I'm just pointing out, like, if you move to the desert, you are literally living without structures. You will be more susceptible to the exhaustion condition, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's I wouldn't want to live in the desert. Well, also like it's in terms of characterful, I've lived in a desert, and I can create my own water, so
Yes.
I'd be fine with the desert. So I'm not dissuaded, but obviously other members of the party would be. No, I'd say
Pressing
we either deal with this
decides
issue.
to try to bargain a little bit. We go underground. We find a way underground. We try to figure out what's going on here. And
There's
if
an
we
easy way
if,
underground.
Yeah, only
if
one of
there's,
you
like, there's, like, an
fits
accessible-
underground. Like,
Oh.
there are many accessible places. This plateau is Lucky the Prospector, Lucky number 1, or Lucky number 2, I'm sorry. Lucky number 1 was on the prison transport train. Lucky number 2 was the Prospector, upon whose property the party rested during their second day out. Lucky number 2 mentioned to the party that he felt Red Mesa was on that old Swiss cheese plateau. And he mentions that because there are holes kind of all around, just sort of all around. They're about 1.5 feet wide, something along those lines. Very narrow for a human being. Turns out gnomes can kind of slip down there. Once you get down there, for the most part, it is not a very straightforward process to figure out where to come up next.
what's the
It
deal with
is
this
not built for
plateau?
humans.
Are there like minor caves?
Are they like minor
No,
caves?
are there like
Mining
minor,
mines?
as in mining?
Are there mining? Is there mining that has been done on the plateau? The answer is no. The reason is that this plateau is visible from all across the entire desert area. The entire middle strip of this continent is a desert. And this plateau is visible from one end of that desert to the other. And so it became a natural meeting place, a natural camping site for people who were trading between the lush green paradise of Thanatos and the cold, frigid northlands of Rothica. And they would naturally gather there at the plateau. Eventually, it became a major trading stop. You guys were on the first express trainway between Rothica and Thanatos. Previously, Red Mesa was the only way that you could get goods from either place to the other. And of course, Rothica depends heavily on Thanatos for all kinds of food production, whereas Thanatos depends on Rothica to store their many, 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 many prisoners and to supply them with fish and fish jerky related products.
Well, okay, so I'm thinking I'm being swung around by Pressing's argument about how we should do something. I say that let's give ourselves a couple of days and see if we can try and get to the bottom of this so that we can continue to live here, because I mean,
If we can't get to the bottom of it, or if it looks like it's just sort of this inevitable kind of event, whatever it is, then yeah, we should not get in the way.
We should leave to Thanatos.
All right. Pressing is satisfied with this idea of just a chance to help out.
Yeah, well, we did, as much as Yami's a druid and fuck human society and all this sort of kind of shit, we did just put money down on a place, and there seem to be connections and information here that that could be useful.
Now, Zoe, I just want to point out I had never before in my life considered druids as being anarcho punks, but I just now did have that flash, and it's a very beautiful image in my head of wearing like spiked boots and shit, and like having a jean vest with a lot of buttons on it. And you're also like summoning nature. Like that is fully sick.
Summoning nature while listening to like MCR.
Yeah, like eco-anarchist, right? Like that whole like the primitive anarchist. I never had thought of that in my fucking life. But like
Pressing's next question.
Pressing's
next question is who is sort of who, if anybody would know what's going on, who would it be? As in like who is the kind of the head, the highest authority in the town?
That's a difficult question. And I'm not sure they would know what's going on either.
Yeah, this is kind of a lawless place. You guys are aware that there's not much in the way of city leadership. Maybe
but in that way, the people
maybe
who have
the closest
the
thing.
highest powers, it would be in their best interests to keep it around. And even if what we're looking at here is something that we maybe can't take care of on our own, would it not be worth trying to rally up as much support as possible in our efforts to try and save the town?
So maybe the closest thing to a mayor is Robinson Red. He's the sheriff. He's kind of the highest civil authority that you guys know of.
Well, he's doing
not much
great.
in the way of civic duty out here. It's kind of lawless, frankly. It's no man's land in the middle of the desert. Rothika cannot influence it. Thanatos, despite being an extremely lawful society, their might doesn't reach across the desert. The logistics are simply impossible.
What about the church?
The church you've got you've got Ron Almont. Ron Almont is a obese, sweaty preacher of the sort who believes heavily in hellfire and damnation, and this is how you avoid the wrath of the Lord, and on and on like that.
Yami doesn't trust Ron Almont as far as she can say.
There's a weird glow that comes from his office.
Yeah, that is disturbing, but I'm not entirely certain that that's the source of this trouble. But we can go check it out.
They could be related.
It's the same skin cream that Delta Bad Hand uses.
Mountains of it. Good. So
that's some good ass cream right there.
Pressing like kind of suggests openly that we go to the church and try to investigate, try to see if all that talk about kind of apocalypse and all that, the first sign is usually the animals vacate the area.
Yeah,
but it's only bugs so far.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but this is an arid environment, and there's not a lot more to leave. This is a city, and it's not. It's going to be populated by insects and bugs and rats. It's not a. There's not going to be herds of cows that are going to be leaving the city.
Yeah, but like Squawkins isn't feeling anything.
Nope, absolutely not.
Squawkins.
None of the birds are acting unusual. You can see the regular vultures that sort of rotate above the town, searching for like dead mice in the street or whatever, or dead pigeons. things like that. Those vultures are still lazily circling the town. They are undisturbed. There are many birds in the sky, and they are doing what they do.
Yeah, as I say, so I agree with Pressing that I don't think he'll know anything, but he might be connected to something. We might.
And even if he doesn't know anything, maybe the mysterious glow from his office could offer at least some answers as to what's happening
Or
around here.
treasure.
Or treasure.
Treasure.
Treasure
So-
we could use to help the town. Yeah.
You're such a good boy.
So-
My alignment is neutral good. I have to be. I'm sorry.
No, that's delightful. So, it's worth noting that in addition to the knowledge that you guys have already talked about with regard to Ron Almont, he also got a ton of money from Lucky, the rich guy, the rich Lucky.
Another
Number-
mystery as well. The Luckies.
Right. You guys have
The
seen
Bernie
his
Madoff.
ledgers, and you've seen that he received, or that Lucky paid a great sum of money to Ron Almont.
That sounds an awful lot like a paid-for pardon.
Yeah, that could be the case. Blaze, I want to ask
An
the
indulgence, I
question
think they
as
call it.
like, would Ron Almond, would he be would basically is being, I suspect that he is not as pious as he seems. And yeah, he may be a powerful warlock, a powerful something.
I don't know, like, I think if he wasn't before, after you, like, spooked him by being a ghost, and, like, saying, like, pretending to be the devil, I think he is now.
Yeah. I think whatever you want, definitely give him a lot to think about.
Yeah, no, well, I say that we check him out. We check him out. We check out his church. We have to decide when we go.
Go now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I can't believe I forgot. You're approached by gigantic bugs that have emerged from the ground. They're enormous. They're about 5 feet tall.
Oh,
They're narrow. They are narrow little critters that clearly reside at the very bottom of this thing, obviously. But they are what you guys might recognize. Yami, actually, you've got this excellent nature skill I've seen, +6. So you recognize them offhand. They're rust monsters.
Ooh.
oh.
And they're ready. They're in like a weird frenzy state. They're very, very, very upset. They are emerging from the ground, and it is they're following their sort of insect brethren. They all have 6 legs and an antennae, but these guys, because they're bigger and they got slightly bigger brains, not like better brains, not more efficient brains per se, but just literally bigger, and so they're able to sort of project into the future. You're able to sort of consider ideas like security and safety and this sort of thing. And so what they're looking for, my friends, is a snack before they head out into the desert. They're trying to prepare for this ordeal that they know is going to take place. They realize the dangers ahead of them, and so they are ready to brave some immediate dangers to eat. Eat heartily.
It's a good thing everything here is made out of wood.
A little bit testy.
Yeah,
In fact, these holes are exactly the size, just enough to accompany these rust monsters. They fit like a beautiful glove.
Hmm. They only eat metal. It's fine.
Oh, they're coming right for you. Guys, you have so many short swords alone. Just short swords in the church. You guys have got just those. Like, they're going to munch on you on the way to the short swords, sure. But you guys have got just this gigantic pile of metal laying right there.
Well, okay, yeah, to say to Peleus, don't think these guys can be very friendly. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to like knock their head in with all my weapons that are made out of wood.
Squawkins
Easy.
dives down from the sky, directly piercing one's head.
I think that this is long overdue. Mage armor.
I yell, I don't like bugs, and get ready to start stomping.
I sigh and relinquish my 2 hand crossbows, ready to fight
The dual
Big.
violence.
giant thingies.
Big giant thingies.
All right, and that's where we're going to leave it for today. What this means is that next session, we are going to go back in time. We're going to discover what happened with Oddwords, or rather with Corabir's Revenant, or Undead. We're going to find out what happens with Corabir's Undead that is chasing him across the continent. We're going to find out what happened in that ghost root processing facility in which you discover something that changes your very understanding of the Insurina itself, the most driving force in Red Mesa. And then the session after that, you guys are going to fight some rust monsters.
I think I won't be in this next session since
We'll do what we can. No, I mean, like,
travel
dude, I don't
back
give
in
a shit.
time.
Fuck temporal paradoxes. I don't give a shit.
Retroactively, you were with us all along.
Yeah, dude. I don't.
It was like that alien in the background of every South
This
Park
game
episode.
is so much better without narrative, Morgan. Don't you understand that?
I just want you to know that I'm
Alright.
really enjoying drinking Ian Bogos' blood with a character that makes the story better.
Like just because I felt so bad for not understanding who he was that I had to retroactively change my character's reaction to Delta Bad Hand lobbing him across the way
yeah.
by having a sudden change of heart deep down in his subconscious that he maybe that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Word up. So just to let you guys know, the next 2 sessions are going to be like super combat heavy, and haven't done that much. But like the tactical and strategy layers of the game, I think are a lot of fun too. So this has mostly been like, let's establish really firm characters. Let's really flesh these bad boys out, and then let's play the strategy and tactical game, and then we'll flesh them out some more.
On the combat stuff, so I'm not totally lost.
It's not too crazy. It's worth noting, all of you guys, just to give you another note about like the way that I DM. If you give me like really thick, rich narrative about like how you perform an attack, if you like you're a rogue, you run up a wall and jump off Prince of Persia style, I might give you advantage on the attack just for doing something cool. Or alternately, spellcasters, if you give me some like Shazam shit that I think is hilarious and cool, like you might get advantage on your spell attack roll too. So the idea is to like make these things much more than just dice rolls. Let's add another layer of like coolness to them and make this like memorable scenarios. Like for example, I believe that Davern Trunk slid on her ass Dukes of Hazzard style across a freezer in a restaurant.
Oh shit, yes.
Earlier this campaign. That's my shit. That was that good shit. And like that's the kind of thing I want to reward. Like I want every combat to like you to remember how that shit went. Exactly. So that's a way you get advantage that is independent of inspiration, which you can also use to get advantage. I want to give like a firm mechanical reward to doing dope shit. So
yes.
that's how I want to plan these 2 like combat heavy episodes coming up. Just like I want you to make this shit look good. Word. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and have myself an early dinner.
Thank you for having me on
Good
this
D&Ds,
first ever.
Oh fuck yeah,
Thingy.
doing great.
Okay.
All right, take it easy, everybody.
You too.
Bye,
mate.
Oz.
GG.
Good.
GG, guys.
Bye.